Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2, making sure everything is good. Messaging someone real quick. Alright, Jackal, welcome back. Good to see you again. I'm gonna make sure that everything is looking spick and spam, as they say. I don't know who says that. I say it because I feel like it. I can say whatever I feel like so long as I'm not inciting violence or telling lies about other people. But I hope you guys are doing all right. Yeah. Regarding the title of the YouTube stream, there was someone named Whippy who was in the stream last time on I think Saturday, who recommended some videos to me pertaining to the one video about Iceland, one about Mongolia, and one about Turkmenistan. And I really wanted to look at least 1 to 2 of those. I kind of don't want to look at the Iceland video because it's by the BBC, which, I don't know, which stands for the big black cock, as they say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then there's this one from some German broadcasting service called DW, which is not to be confused with DW from Archer, who would become a lonely child after Arthur sells her. I mean, you built it all wrong. Did you even read the directions? It didn't fly for 1 second. It's not DW's fault that Arthur couldn't make a plane that couldn't fly. And he told her not to touch it, and so he punched her. But of course, he gets in trouble for it, because you don't understand what she did to him. And then, no, it reminds me of, if anyone is familiar with YouTube Poops, it reminds me of the one that's based on that episode, where DW was all like, are we gonna have to amputate? In which it cuts, and then you hear a chainsaw with her screaming. But it's not an airplane that Arthur was building. It was something else. I'm not going to say what it is right now because that would be spoilers. But regarding here, there is something that I really want to talk about before we actually take a look at those videos. And that's regarding payment processors, which is going to sound very peculiar. But then again, knowing the context of, say, collective Karens, as we're going to call them, that Australian organization is trying to censor games and stuff, trying to remove games from Steam. Well, they're contacting the payment processors like Visa and MasterCard, for which Visa and MasterCard are all like, if you don't take down these games, we're not going to let you use us to process payments. To which, no, that was like Steam's official, like according to Steam themselves, it was the payment processors that were pressuring them to remove those games. And then the payment processors themselves say, we have no hand in doing so, even though that's literally what happened. But this has nothing, but what I want to talk about has nothing to do with that, as much as it does having to pay people their dues, right? Don't do don'ts, but do's. That reminds me of a song that we sang in choir. But, so, I've mentioned more than once on my streams that I've been working with some people behind the scenes in order to get verified on Kick, among other things. But, almost every time I tried to pay them in some capacity, those payments end up not going through, either because the bank that I use blocks it, or even after they're like, yeah, you have permission, I still can't get what I need. And basically I tried to pay them, but then they get blocked by the processors saying that I'm being scammed. And I'm like, I've seen the results of their work. If you go to my Kick channel, I have over 200, no, I can go here. I have 249 followers as of this stream. So I clearly see the fruits of their labor, but of course, these freaking things like Cash App and PayPal keep thinking that I'm being scammed. Oh, no. Something happened, I think, yesterday. yesterday, the guy that made the VTuber model that I'm using was needing my help in getting payments to them for commissions, because the guy that they normally, the friend that they have apparently is out of state. At least that's what they told me. And so they wanted me to help them out with their payments and stuff, which I was more than happy to oblige. They did a very good job on the model, and I would hate for their work to be sullied all because they can't get the payments that they need to make the models. And obviously I was more than willing to help. And well, you would know it, someone tried to send $600 to my Cash App in order to pay for services, and what happened, not only was the transfer declined, but my account got temporarily suspended. And I was like, all of this, why do I have to go through all of this stuff? No, I know the guy. Well, I don't know the guy that made the model. I just know that they delivered on their promises. You can see it right now, and it looks really, really nice. Now, is there room for improvement? Yes, obviously, but no, the fact that I was being accused of being a scammer because I've been trying to pay a whole bunch of people behind the scenes in order to help me grow my channels and stuff, it's like, no, if I lose that account because of all of this, I'm gonna be like, granted, hold on. Hello, Asuna Marine, thank you for following. I'm doing great, thanks for asking. But yes, so the people behind the scenes, they've been like, I mean, their preferred method of payment is through Bitcoin, and that. And sometimes, whenever I try to get like Bitcoin and stuff, sometimes the payments don't go through, and then other times, for some reason, sometimes yes, it does go through, and other times it doesn't. And I'm like, why is it so inconsistent? However many times I tried to give, and it's like I'm trying to pay them for their work, yet they just assume I'm scamming them. And I'm just like, no, there have been multiple times where I tried to make a payment to the same person. No, the first time I was interacting with them, the first time I interacted with one of the guys behind the scenes, like the first time I tried to pay them, it was like, some people have had problems with people like this, and I was like, just do it. And I was able to do it twice. But then when it came down to the third payment, oh, thank you for enjoying the stream. I just started, but I guess, all right, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yeah, but the third time I tried to pay them, it ended up getting blocked because they think that I'm scamming them, or they're they Cash App thinks they're scamming me, even though I've seen what they've been doing, and they're doing a pretty good job, all things considered. Apparently it's supposed to take like 4 months, and granted, yes, I have spent a lot of money on optimizing the Kick channel so that it's verified as soon as possible, which apparently is supposed to take like 2 months. But my God, it's been running me dry. I'm like, I've spent so much money just trying to get this off the ground that no, I've been trying to get like a loan, right? I know that's gonna sound very, I know I shouldn't be like taking out loans for something like this, but I'm at the point to where I kind of just want to get it over with. I want to be able to go ahead and ask a question if you want, Asuna Marine. I don't know where the stress is on the syllables, but yeah, you can go ahead and ask me whatever you want. But no, I've been it's been bleeding me dry. And my next paycheck is until like next week. But I have been able to find ways to work around all my payment issues. You're a professional graphic designer looking for just short on orders and a small commission. Oh, well, thank you for your offer, Asuna Marine. I've actually been working with someone else who's also doing like graphic design as well. I would enjoy the assistance, but I'm more than willing to work with you if you want. But my current financial situation is very I don't want to say precarious because I don't know, but I'm working on like getting a loan in order to help pay. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I appreciate that, but I keep you in mind if that's okay. But right now, I'm kind of just, I'm very, very short on cash, and I want to make sure that I can get a loan first because apparently for the next 2 months until I get verified, in order for everything to work out the way that it needs to, it's going to cost over $4,000. Because I don't exactly know how the optimization works. I can tell looking at my Kick channel statistics that it's all working. I've gotten like a lot of followers within the past few weeks, but I'm not exactly sure how it all works, and I really need to. Under my budget. Oh, don't worry. Once I get a loan, so that way I can pay for the channel optimization, I'll definitely give you a chance. I'm always willing to look for people to want to help out. It's just, you know, sometimes it's like I already spent like a lot of money on this VTuber model due to some stuff that happened to its maker, like behind the scenes. But you know, unfortunately, well, I do have a Discord and a YouTube account, but I don't have any other social media. I'm gonna have to make other social media accounts at some point. I'm gonna have to make a Twitter, even though I really, really, really don't want to. But I'm sure that if I do get a Twitter, not only will it be for like announcements and stuff, but I might have to use it for, I guess, shit posting, if that makes any difference. But yeah, I'm more than willing to work with you, Asuna Marine, but I need to make sure that my finances are in order, and that means getting a loan, specifically. I was at the bank earlier today in order to get a loan, and I was talking to one of the ladies that was there. Last week, I was communing with her in order to help me get approved for a credit card, in order to help build my credit. Like, I have a really, 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 I have a really great credit score. Yeah, one moment. It's just Bizkroon. That's the username, in case you were wondering. Here, I can put it in the Kick chat if you need me to. Yeah, there you go. If you wanna, I mean, I can talk while on stream, but I also want to make sure that I get some other stuff done. But no, I really need, yeah, I was at the bank earlier today, and yeah, I wanted to see if I could get approved for a loan, and we were kind of going back and forth about what needs to be done and all that. Apparently the loan application got auto rejected because apparently not only did I not provide enough information, but I don't have enough credit history. Like, the only things that I actually have in terms of history are an auto loan and a credit card that I used to get some computer repairs. So obviously it's clearly not enough, but with this new credit card that I have, it should help build my credit. Although, knowing, yes, it's my username. Go ahead and hit me up if you need to, but regarding all of that, no, apparently I've been looking online and in order to find out how it all works, how loans work, but apparently, like, with banks, it usually takes a few days at most, but there are some websites where it's like instantaneous or within a 24-hour period. If the bank that I use is unable to approve of my loan request, then I can just go online and do that instead. This will be my first time really doing anything like that, and this is just to make sure that all of the Kick optimization is paid for in advance, so that I don't have to worry about... People always talk about, like, living paycheck to paycheck, and it's like, I don't necessarily have to do that, but I spend a lot of my money on food and hobbies more than anything else because I live with my family, and which I'm very grateful for. Obviously, sometimes, like, living on your own can be very overwhelming. I did live with a roommate for a while, which wasn't particularly overwhelming. We kind of just kept to ourselves. But the job that I was working at the whole time was just abysmal. It was a job that, oh, we can chat here about the project? All right, no problem. Lay it on me if you need to. But no, the job that I was working as a bar back during the year that I was living away from my family. And it was fucking awful. Just awful. I mean, the pay was good, but it was a combination of the fact that it was a bar and the massive dinner rush. Like, a crap ton of dishes having to be washed over and over again. And it's like... But then like, you'll have, like, the people... There are some, quote-unquote, they're friends of my parents, basically, that run the bar. The manager of the bars is one of my parents' friends. And they were able to get the job because my previous job I got laid off from for reasons, let's call them. And I just really wanted to, obviously, my parents knew them very well, so they trusted them, but I swear, I will never work at a place like that ever again. I honestly, in all honesty, I would much rather be a homeless beggar who is of sound state of mind, knowing that my mind is at peace, than to have to work a high-paying job knowing that it's stressful as all hell. I'm not going to deal with that. It's a combination of the workload and... I guess we can call them bossy co-workers. I don't want to talk shit about them because I know that they're friends with my parents, but at the same time, it's like... There was only one co-worker that I actually liked, rather than the others, as hard as it is for me to admit, because I don't like talking bad about other people unless there are, I guess we can call them exceptions, but I don't know. But during the time that I was living with that roommate, we kind of shared a one-story little apartment. I think it was like there's a living room, a little kitchen, and 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, which obviously, personally, if I had to live by myself, I think I would much rather live by myself until I'm ready to find someone to spend my life with. But it would be, I guess, I know this sounds, I don't know if it would be cliche, but like a studio apartment where it's all just 1 room plus a bathroom. I honestly wouldn't mind that. Oh, you can't find it on Discord? I'm sorry. It should just be the name of my channel, in all honesty. Unless... what's your name on Discord? Maybe I can do that instead. But, I'm sorry. Here, one moment. Apologies to anyone else who's watching. Here, I sent a message to you. But going back, yeah. But circling back, yeah, I'm gonna need to get a loan if I'm going to be able to pay for all of the kick promotion. And here's hoping that freaking Cash App or PayPal doesn't reject any payments that I might have to make to the people I'm working with. It's like... No, there was so many... No, on Friday, there was someone who wanted to do video editing for me, and I tried to pay them. And once again, it kept getting rejected because they think that I'm getting scammed. And it's like, no, I'm not. I can promise you. No, I've seen the results of their work as well. They sent me a video edit. They said that they wanted to join the stream later today, but I sent them a message on Discord. Hopefully they'll show up at some point. But if they don't, then that's okay. I just really want to be able to be with whoever is lurking in the chat. What else did I want? Oh, I have a note here that I said that if anyone has been keeping up with all of the Charlie Kirk stuff, you'll know that there are some things that were said on some of the ammo casings, right? Including one thing that you take a look at one avatar, you might realize that I have relatively strong feelings for, right? I'm honestly thinking about blacklisting that emote. Alright. Here, let me hit you up on Discord real quick. No, don't do that. If I can remember how to do it. I can never remember how to frickin'... Stop. Yeah, give me one moment. I have to... For some reason, when it comes to Discord, I can never remember how it actually works. I'm just like... Alright, let me find... I apologize, Marine. It's just... I'm kind of unusually flustered right now, and it's... Oh, here we go. I'm stupid. Alright, here, one moment here. It's... Yes. Alright. It should be sent now. Let me know if you've gotten it, so that we can chat it up later. So, but going back to what I said, yeah, one of the things that was on the weapons casings was a very infamous phrase that I refuse to say anymore. I don't really feel like saying it ever again. I have no problem. I was thinking about... I know I shouldn't really do this, but I really want to blacklist that freaking emote. I'm sure some of you might know what I'm talking about. But, alright. Here, I'm gonna send you a quick message real quick. Alright, there we go. Marine Jocks. At least I'm assuming that's how it's said. Alright, I sent you a test message. Not a text message, but a test message, because that's just how I want to do it. Alright. Checking everything to make sure that everything is looking alright. Okay. So yeah, I think I said what I needed to about payment processing and the blacklisted word. I think... Hold on. Here. Let me message Marine on Discord. Alright, there we go. Once I'm done messaging them, then we can move on to one of the videos. I kind of want to start with the one about TV in Turkmenistan. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. But there are one or two other videos that we could look at. And then there's something fun that I also want to do after we're done looking at them. You guys might enjoy it. Because I know that there was one person who used to like chat around here that apparently doesn't know what the Boondocks is, and I thought it would be a very fun idea to wanna do some look at a bunch of random Boondocks clips just so I could show you guys a good time. I'm sure you would appreciate it, because I know a lot of VTubers and other streamers will just casually look at like out of context clips of different shows and stuff, and I honestly want to do that at some point. I want to look at out of context clips of different shows that I know nothing about just to see what they have to offer. No, I was recently watching some VTubers look at out of context The Amazing World of Gumball clips, but even I... okay, hold on one moment. Okay, let's see. But if anyone would be cool with that, that would be a lot of fun for me. But apologies for anyone watching the stream. I'm currently conversing with someone while live, which I know I really shouldn't be doing, but I guess it doesn't really matter all that much. We'll look into the video once we're done here. Actually, let me just switch it over now so that we don't have to worry about it later. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at this video here by Joshua Perry Parker. Here, let me remove that. Like down here, we have Joshua Perry Parker. TV in Turkmenistan is insane. I watched TURKMEN TV documentary. And I really wanted to check this out first because I feel like that this is something that I would thoroughly enjoy. But someone is messaging me on Discord, and I want to make sure that our conversation is over and done with before I move on. So apologies for anyone who may or may not be bored. But don't worry, we'll get into something exciting right quickly. But regardless. And then we also have this one about Mongolia, the rise and fall of an empire from DW. This one was also recommended to me, but it's from the BBC, and I don't think I want anything to do with the BBC, so we might not look at it. But regardless, let me get done talking with Marine over here, and then we will move on over to this. So go ahead and give me some time. All right. So apologies for anyone who's just now tuning in. Yeah, we have to. I mean, this isn't the first time that I've had to convene with someone in Discord on stream, but sometimes duty calls, you know. No, I was at work today and I kept getting bombarded with messages, even though I just wanted to get my work done. It's like they should know when I'm working and when I'm not working. But at this point, it seems like I'm working like every day, right? Because I'm now doing this and I have to pay for all of that. I would like to. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to discuss with someone and it's like, all right, I sent them a message saying that I just really want to get on with the stream. I don't like being rude though. I just want to be able to do stuff, you know, but sometimes duty calls and it kind of gets annoying. So you know what? Let's go ahead and just get started and then I will converse with them as the video goes on. But if I may, I think I might make these reactions like VOD exclusive because I really don't feel like doing the editing at the moment. But if you're watching this live or even on the VOD, be sure to check out the original video and let's go ahead and see what we have. And let's see what the craziest dictatorship in the world has to say regarding its own television. First, let me put this back on.
Welcome to Turkmenistan, the totalitarian dictatorship in Central Asia, where every aspect of daily life is tightly controlled by the state. And all
yeah, people call this like the North Korea of Central Asia.
Overseen by the powerful dictator Serdar Berdimuhamedov. In this video, we are going inside this bizarre dictatorship.
No, those freaking march kicks vaguely remind me of North Korea.
By taking a look at what TV is like in this stranger-than-fiction country. We'll look at how the state uses TV to control its narrative and its citizens.
That sounds like a lot of places in the world.
We'll take a look at the insane programming, from wall-to-wall propaganda, bizarre knockoffs of Western shows, and...
No, that just reminded me of that Pakistani South Park ripoff.
How the state uses kids' cartoons to indoctrinate the young. Honestly, believe me.
No, I vaguely remember seeing some North Korean cartoon like that.
When I say this stuff is crazy, and it has to be seen to be believed. So, buckle in everyone and good luck, because this is TV in Turkmenistan.
Let's go. Was that a scene from one of their shows?
So, first, a bit about Turkmenistan. Now, it is a tightly controlled dictatorship where power lies in the hands of one family. A land of deserts and ancient Silk Road cities spanning back thousands of years.
Yeah.
Turkmenistan was conquered by the Russian Empire and then eventually became part of the Soviet Union. This led to a significant Russification that transformed Turkmen life.
Oh, I see. So it kind of just so the Soviet dictatorship kind of rubbed off on them.
When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, Turkmenistan broke free. But it wasn't really free. After Turkmenistan gained
Freedom isn't really free, as they say. Hold on, let me check the message. Hold on.
independence, it transitioned quickly into a dictatorship under Sarpumarat Niyazov. He declared himself Turkmenbashi, leader of all Turkmen, and built a cult of personality. He renamed cities.
I think I remember watching a video similar to this where there was this book that he or someone else wrote that was of very great significance to the people of Turkmenistan, at least right next to the Quran.
Months and even days after himself, and erected gold statues and mandated his book.
Yes, this book. This is the book that I was referring to. No, this is the second most important book in Turkmenistan after the Quran. One moment.
Renama as required reading in schools and governments. Niyazov crushed all dissent. He imprisoned or killed opponents. The secret police, a Soviet holdover, closely monitored citizens. He restricted internet access, banned foreign media, and limited travel, severely isolating Turkmenistan, despite significant gas revenues.
No, it's like when people think about like isolated countries, the one thing that comes to mind is usually like North Korea. Obviously, North Korea is the most isolated country on Earth. But compared to other people, or compared to other countries, I guess... Oh, hey, are you... Oh, someone just joined the... Thanks for the follow, Feisty90. All right. One of the guys that wants to work with me, who wants to edit videos for me, has just joined the Kick stream. Thank you for joining me. Apologize for... the things that I said earlier. I don't mean to diminish your work. I just, thank you so much. That's really nice. But I appreciate what you want to do for me, and it really means a lot. So I hope you understand that. But right now we're watching a video about Turkmen TV.
Nizarov's erratic policies, like diverting funds to vanity projects, such as building a $100 million mosque, left the economy stagnant.
Yeah.
Most citizens today...
I think, who was it? The president of Egypt is doing a similar vanity project. They're trying to make a new capital instead of Cairo.
They live in poverty and are reliant on state subsidies for basic goods. For the vast majority of citizens, day-to-day life in this dictatorship is a hardship. The average monthly income is estimated at $50 to $150, barely covering basics. Food and fuel shortages, cows and water shortages, and local lines and rationing taking...
That wasn't supposed to happen. I accidentally hit the wrong button because someone's missing.
place since 2010. The government provides free electricity, water, gas, and low-cost housing to all citizens. However, these services are unreliable. Blackouts and water shortages frequently occur, especially outside the capital of Ashgabat. While in Ashgabat,
I can only imagine that's how it works in North Korea.
Country's capital, everything looks pristine. Gleaming white marble buildings and real gold statues are everywhere. The reality is, the majority of residents live in rural areas.
Right, because, like, the Turkic peoples, which not only includes like people from Turkey, but also the Turkmen, Azerbaijanis, Kazakhs, Kyrgyz, Uzbeks, and a host of others, used to be like nomadic people, pastoral nomads, right? Like when the Mongols invaded most of the universe, as Bill Wirtz puts it, they were pretty much like allies with Turkic people. And they were also just as nomadic.
They are much poorer, often in mud brick homes, with limited access to healthcare or internet. But one thing the majority of citizens have access to is television. However, as you are about to see, this isn't necessarily a good thing. Citizens have access to 8 fully state-run TV channels.
Just 8. No, people, no, this reminded me of a joke in Fairly Odd Parents, in the episode where Timmy goes back in time in order to help his dad win a race. to which Timmy relayed a quote-unquote scary story from the future. Yes, I did hit the recording button. Thanks for reminding me. Where Timmy told his dad, was like, in the future, there will be over 900 TV channels, but with nothing to watch. Honestly, I'd take only 8 TV channels.
They broadcast government-approved news, music, and cultural programs. So now, let's take a look at TV in Turkmenistan.
Oh yeah, I was about to say Turkmen TV, but I decided not to. I said it anyway. Turkmenistan.
So each morning in Turkmenistan starts like this, where a countdown clock plays some bizarre circus music as statues are shown in the background.
Oh, who are these statues supposed to be of?
I kind of feel like this is hypnotizing me, and it's not even 7 AM, and I'm already scared.
Not even your wildest nightmares can comprehend something like this. Oh my god, the editing on this.
If you want to play a fun drinking game,
no, we should do something. We should look at a video like this about Balkan television.
Drink every time you see a horse in this video.
I have some water next to me.
Honestly, horses are massively important to Turkmen culture, and they're...
Well, yeah, excuse me. Yeah, they're pastoral. They used to be nomadic, so of course horses are of the utmost importance.
Pretty much on TV throughout the day. The first show we're going to take a look at is Vatan, the main news program in Turkmenistan.
Oh, here we go. I wish I could read it.
We're watching the main TV channel in Turkmenistan here. It's called
This view makes it look like that she's wearing powder on her face.
Altin Asar, as you can
Unless it's just the lighting.
see in the bottom left, and it translates to Golden Age.
Golden
we'll take a look
Age.
at some of the other channels as well in this video, but spoiler, they mostly all show the same thing. Vatan is the official state news broadcast in Turkmenistan, and it focuses, unsurprisingly, on promoting government achievements, boosting national pride, and forwarding state-approved narratives. It airs 6 times a day at 7 AM, 9 AM,
Okay, if you want to, us in a marine. You're not the first person who's been having issues with their Discord. What is your... Go ahead and leave your alternative account. One moment.
12, 3, 9, and 11, with morning editions often repeating stories from the previous night. Basically,
Okay.
all of its output and content is about how wonderful the country is, and about how lucky they are to have Muhammado as their dear leader.
I can imagine that's how it is in North Korea.
Watching Vatan is
Hello,
a bizarre
avoided
experience,
username.
and the reality is many Turkmen people
I like the cat jams going on. We need more of that.
just ignore it, simply because it doesn't represent
What's
their
up?
daily lives. Many of them live in rural areas in mud huts, so seeing the grand marble buildings of Ashgabat doesn't really appeal to that many people. Now, once we're done praising the president, we move on to today's second biggest news story, which is about the food supply in Turkmenistan. And surprise, surprise, how wonderful it is.
Oh, it feels so wonderful to want to talk about the food of Turkmenistan. How's the Ural Sea, by the way? I know that's technically in Uzbekistan, but I'm just saying.
This news report is about a new tractor delivery in Turkmenistan, which of course is all thanks to the president. So now, maybe
Yes, the president is the one that provided the tractors. Oh yeah. Hypnotist Sappho and Carol the Wolf? Probably not.
the country will not starve as much. At this point, there's been nearly 30 minutes of coverage about these new tractors in Turkmenistan and how they're going to transform the country's
Maybe we can look at them later. I'm kind of skeptical.
agricultural output. So, I think we shall move on. So, as well as the main news programme, Altin Asar focuses on broadcasting state events and national celebrations, all of course designed to boost pride and loyalty throughout the country. This includes the broadcasting of military parades such as this one.
Hold on once again. Alright. Sorry, keep messaging people. A big rabbit hole? Oh, I see. Oh, we'll definitely take a look at it if we have to. Watch what it's nothing suggestive, is it? Because I really don't want to go that far.
I'm not the only one, am I? This is incredibly dystopian and disturbing.
Alright, here. One moment. Let me send this friend request real quick. This one. Apparently someone is having some trouble. So give me one moment, and I apologize for anyone who's watching and having to... Alright, let me see what it is. Yeah, I'm cross-streaming to YouTube. Yeah, someone wants to do some art commission for me. But I have to freaking... Well, yeah. Yeah. Alright, yeah, when we're done with this, we can always look at... Son of a... I wish Discord was easier to frickin'... No! God dang it. Why can't I... Oh. It has to be this. Son of a... Alright, there. Good lord. Alright, I sent the message, Telegram, or... I can... Oh, hold on. Yes. Oy vey. Apologies, voided username.
I can't quite believe what I'm watching.
No, if you were try to put this next to a picture of North Korea. You probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. No, it's definitely giving me strong North Korea vibes. Thank you for enjoying.
Okay, I think that's quite enough of that. The channel also broadcasts celebratory and national events such as these.
Mm-hmm.
This show is called Jannat, which translates to paradise. Cheer up, love.
Oh, Jannat, right. That's the... Jannah is the Arabic word for heaven.
And this show is all about showcasing Turkmen music. As you can tell, pretty much every broadcast is about celebrating Turkmen culture and boosting national pride.
Oh,
It
Lord.
is non-stop patriotism throughout the day.
I'm pretty sure a lot... voided username. There was someone on, YouTube who mentioned that Sappho is a animal lover, let's call it. I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole. Oh, wait a minute. I think I actually recognize Caro. Is it that one guy that Wavy Web Surf did a video about?
One of the strange things about watching these shows is that nobody in the audience...
Or am I thinking of a different one?
...ever smiles.
Alright, thank you, Asuna Marine.
Anyway, let's switch channel now to see what's on the other side.
Oh, by the way, if you're confused by the speed, I sped up the video so that we don't have to take too much time watching.
Okay, this is kind of an incredible ident, and it's for the country's main entertainment channel, Yaslik.
Yaslik. Yeah, high speed is good. It's a big rat. If I'm using... Oh, Lord. I don't think I'm ready for something like that. Yaslik! I'm pretty sure it's Yashlik. You see this little thingy on the bottom of the S? That usually turns it into a sh. Although, I don't know what the accent on the Y does. Now,
Yashlik is aimed at a more...
Okay, he did say Yashlik. Oh, no. Whoever's on Kick, they need to make use of those emotes. I actually have some custom emotes if you want to look through those.
...audience and focuses more on entertainment. And massively popular in Turkmenistan is music.
Oh, so it's like Turkmen MTV? Or something like that?
One of the things I wasn't
No, these songs. Why is this reminding me of the Yevon polka?
expecting when I started making this video is that there are actually some really amazing Turkmen songs. It's quite a unique sound, a mix of Bollywood and kind of Middle Eastern.
There you go,
I
Void.
kind of love it. I'm not going to lie, I ended up Shazamming half of these songs.
Shazam! Moscow, Moscow. I'm not gonna say. I don't actually know the lyrics of that. No, these are nice.
I absolutely love their music in Turkey.
It's like one of the. It's like when you have like folk songs that you remix into something. No, I've heard plenty of like remixed folk songs that are always like a treat.
Understand? It is on TV all day, and to be honest, with banging tracks like this one, I can see why. So, as well as broadcasting lots and lots of
Look at
music,
Central
they're also
Asian
information
dance pop.
programming, such as this one on exercising.
It's about Oh. Mashklar. I think that's how you say that.
And at this point, I'm starting to wonder if it's against the law to smile in Turkmenistan.
Oh lord. Why did that remind that? What is this? Some sort of exercise. I'm glad that you're having fun.
Cooking programs such as this one.
Those look pretty good. And the little animated fruits and stuff.
Salam aleyküm arkadaşlar. Salam aleyküm. Yatırımı hayırlı olsun. Sizin her birinin elini kaynatılıp koyuldular. Tüydümüzden boş yaz.
The quality of the audio. There's something charming about it. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's in Central Asia. They don't have as many of the things that we have here in like the US, but you know.
Looks pretty good, but then again, I eat anything and also science shows.
That looks good.
And I think in this episode, they're demonstrating how to make content.
Blue Yeti. I'm using an Elgato.
Now, in Turkmenistan, they do not broadcast any Western shows. That means that Western
Well, of course they don't broadcast Western shows.
game shows cannot be shown. But, as you can see from this, they may slightly, sometimes, copy the format.
This is good. Now this one. Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you for the follow. This is kind of reminding me of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
This is Ondan Bir, translated to 1 in 10.
1
and
in
this
10.
is one of the most popular game shows in Turkmenistan.
We got the. I need some dancing emotes for YouTube. Okay, so it's not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
This game show, which is wonderfully low budget, it looks like they're sat in a Zoom meeting.
Wonderfully low
requires the
budget.
contestant to answer 10 multiple choice questions in order to get a cash prize.
Ah. I just said it wasn't, but it is. Oh lord, what a.
Now, the very eagle
Alto, tenor, soprano, baritone. I don't know what that says. I am a bass singer. Well, baritone bass.
amongst you may have spotted what game show they're copying here. It is, of
I was right, though.
course, the Turkmenistan version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, complete with lifelines, phone a friend,
Who Wants to Be a tenor? Is that what I'm getting at?
50-50, and ask the host.
The host.
So let's all play along. This question roughly translates as, which of these is not a state?
Which of these is not? He looks like a random. I don't know. Which of these is not a state? Los Angeles.
A, Florida, Texas, or Arizona. Now, our contestant here is a bit stuck, so she's going to go for the phone a friend option. But on this show, phone a friend usually means taking...
The city of demons. Arizona is fake. Oh, Lord. No, it's not Arizona. It's North Dakota. Like the Loch Ness Monster and the permanent record. That is fake. Because I said so. And then Canada is secretly North Dakota.
out your phone and calling your friend.
Salam qawmi. Men şu an ondan bir batlaşıktan zangetken ştat der Los Angeles, Florida,
Florida, the 50. What's the 51st though? Oh wait, I don't know. Florida. That's an interesting way to say Florida. I mean, some people will say Florida, but bitch, you don't. Good lord.
Arizona.
Tejas. The fact that they call it Tejas, though, is interesting.
Los Angeles, şehri yerleşiyor nokta Los Angeles, ştat derhol şehir.
So this show is on for around an hour, and our contestant here actually manages to complete the board and answer all 10 questions.
Nice.
But then the show just kind of ends. I don't actually think she's won anything. So
Oh, what a scam. You go on a game show and you don't win anything?
I don't think there is a cash prize for this. I think it's all just for the fun of it.
I should let you know, voided username, I do have like a mod that may or may not be on duty right now, so you should probably be careful with what you say just in case they are on duty.
So, onto a higher budget game show now. This is Akel Jinisligi, translated as Intelligence.
Yeah. Don't worry, Void. What is this a parody of?
So, in this show, members of the studio
A real old video? Okay, lay it on me. I don't want to watch the BBC video.
are picked to come down and form two teams, the red team and the green team.
I'll put it in
And
the
as a
queue.
reminder, smiling is illegal in Turkmenistan.
Just smiling illegal. No. For some reason, he said smiling is illegal, and that reminded me of something. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I don't know what it is that it reminded me of.
Once all the teams have been formed, they then undergo a series of intelligence challenges.
I'm still... What is this supposed to be based on? No, he said challenges, which reminded me of Double Dare, but I don't think that's what this is.
The show involves setting logic, maths, and other general knowledge questions for the team to then discuss and come back with a final answer to their captain. While this guy, the demon headmaster, simply just stares at them all ominously.
This demon. Excuse me.
So this show is very academic, and I have to be honest, it's not particularly interesting to watch a bunch of kids try to work out maths problems, but it is pretty hard.
I think it's kind of interesting. We should watch some math videos just for fun, just because I like math.
High budget and good production values, and I'm sure it goes down an absolute storm in Turkmenistan. And so the red team wins. Sorry for the spoiler if you haven't seen the episode
America.
before, and he's finally allowed to smile.
The Last Witness of... Ooh, that actually sounds interesting, because I know Metatron was doing linguistic analyses of, like, recordings of people from, like, the 1800s. No, that actually sounds interesting. Alright, yeah, we'll look at that.
Staying lighthearted, this is Mehmetcan,
Mehmetcan.
Turkmenistan's first 3D cartoon. It was commissioned by the state to celebrate
Okay,
Turkmenistan Day.
Jackal. Hold on, one moment. I'm looking at this animation, but I want to put your suggestion in. Alright.
Mehmetcan is a fairy tale character who is popular in folklore. In each short episode of the cartoon, he travels around
This looks like your typical, like... It reminds me of various other, like, quote-unquote children's shows that you'd find on, like, either, like, PBS Kids or Nick Jr.
the country, in this case chasing a will, and meets different Turkmens each episode. Every episode, he meets somebody who tells him about Turkmenistan and
It's all about Turkmenistan, huh?
why it's so great.
Why Turkmenistan is so great.
Now, this cartoon may look colourful and innocent, but really, every episode is just about telling another story about how great Turkmenistan is and how brilliant Turkmen culture is.
No, the Liberty's Kids just popped up into my head. I haven't seen Liberty's Kids in years, but I'm pretty sure it's not quite the same as whatever this is.
Indoctrination starts at a young age.
Jehovah's Witnesses 3D. Oh, Lord. No, what was it? Rap City Street something. Whatever it was called.
In this country. Anyway, let's now take a look at what's happening on another channel.
Okay, let's see. More music, huh? Why does music always sound better when it's sped up? Like, I have this sped up by 1.5, and music always sounds nicer when it's faster.
So, Turkmenistan has 8 state-controlled TV channels, and this is channel number 5. This is Turkmen Ozaway, translated as Turkmen Voice. And yes, this channel is
You see these in time from time? Oh, there.
dedicated solely to broadcasting Turkmen music. This show is Wazlan Sazalanda and is roughly translated as when you tune in to the music.
No, these sound really nice though.
Okay, he is great, and this is another one
No,
that
that's
was
nice.
absolutely Shazam to find out what it was.
What?
Changing the channel now, and channel 6 is Turkmen Sport, dedicated
Sports.
to, yes, you guessed it,
Obviously. Sports game. It's time for sports ball. Which team are you rooting for? Oh, the transition screen.
And we're back to this creepy countdown clock music again, and well done to you if you spotted the horse in the middle of the clock.
Oh, I did notice it before. Sports. Whatever that says. And the first thing they show is chess.
The Turkmen government heavily invests in sports to promote national pride and international prestige. And they even spent £5
I mean, I do know Hank Hill considers fishing to be a sport.
billion on the Ashgabat Olympic Complex, which was built for the 2017 Asian Indoor and Martial Arts Games. Popular sports include wrestling, football, horseback riding, weightlifting, and martial arts. Anyway, it's getting late now.
These little animations are at least very charming. But I have no idea what either of those two people have said about Turkmenistan and horses.
In Turkmenistan, and so it's time to say
You might be thinking of Vosh, actually.
goodnight. And of course, the way you say goodnight in a dictatorship is by playing the national anthem again. The tone and music then becomes a lot calmer as we take a look at some final shots of Turkmenistan. But remember, these are carefully curated shots of the capital Ashgabat. Most of Turkmenistan does not look like this, and
Right.
Ashgabat is pretty much the only city which is built up and modern.
Yeah. Yeah, everywhere else is pretty rural.
And rather brilliantly, when the channel closes down and goes off air, we get, overnight, a shot of an aquarium,
Yeah.
broadcasting for 8 hours.
That said all the bread. Yeah, and I'm not the one that's baking them.
Now, I could actually
Yeah, I should tell you guys now I'm a baker. I bake bread. One of the oldest professions in the known world.
get on board with this overnight broadcasting. There's something really nice and calm about it, and it's actually quite therapeutic to watch.
This part of the video is unusual. His voice here is unusually loud.
Good night, Turkmenistan.
The serenity of a fish
So,
tank.
what can we learn after watching Turkmenistan TV? Clearly, this is a nation that, having broke free from the Soviet Union, takes great pride in its national identity. All of its shows, from cartoons to talent competitions, are focused on Turkmen culture. You'll hear no Western...
Oh, I've been meaning to talk about that message, Jackal. I was thinking about blacklisting that, but I might have to get back to it later.
music and see no movies from Hollywood. In a way, it's quite nice and refreshing to see a smaller nation take unashamed pride in what makes them unique.
Right.
And the shows are all pretty wholesome, if not boring at times.
If not boring.
There is no swearing, no nudity, no game shows where contestants greedily fight it out for money or fame.
Oh, I
This
can
is
imagine.
just simple, wholesome broadcasting. And with some pretty awesome music to go alongside it.
Yeah, even if it does seem like a whole bunch of patriotism. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having pride for your country, but I don't know.
But this, of course, is just the image of Turkmenistan that the dictatorship wants to put across.
Okay, Jackal.
And perhaps I myself started to fall for the propaganda.
No
because
kidding.
the reality of life for the majority of the population in Turkmenistan is far from what you have just watched. Because Turkmenistan's human rights record is widely regarded as one of the worst in the world.
Yeah, that's what people say about North Korea as well. I mean,
Characterized by severe repression and authoritarian control.
yeah, of course. When they only show you what you want to see, and Jackal was just mentioning bread tubers. Bread tubers are kind of doing the same thing when it comes to what they want to see.
So-called enforced disappearances are common, and there are thousands of people who have been arrested by the state whose fate remains unknown. The state controls all media, with no independent outlets allowed. Religious freedom is non-existent. The government
Is it?
imposes the Renama, and religious minorities face imprisonment and beatings for possessing religious literature.
Oh, Lord.
Torture and ill treatment are widespread in prisons. The government imposes severe restrictions on both domestic and international travel, arbitrarily banning citizens, especially from economically distressed regions, from ever leaving the country.
Oh, Lord.
Food insecurity and poverty is rife. The government systematically uses
He's just going mask off now.
forced labour in the cotton harvest, compelling public sector workers, particularly women, to participate or pay the state money. Women, girls, ethnic minorities, and LGBT individuals face significant discrimination and restrictions on their rights, and police brutally target minority groups across the country. And so, take everything you've seen in this video with a big pinch of salt.
We should go to Kazakhstan instead.
I joked in the video that no one seems to smile in Turkmenistan.
No one.
Well, perhaps there is a very real reason for this. Perhaps they are living in a constant state of fear. And in Turkmenistan, the reality is there is very little to smile about.
I see. Pretty much how North Korea functions on a regular basis, right?
Thanks for watching. You can check out my other video.
All right, that was certainly that was a fun ride. I definitely got like quite a few chuckles out of that. Let's go ahead and leave the like there. And has voided username left? No big deal. But I do want to get to this video next. But I kind of want to look at this last witness to Lincoln's death real quick. Because, ignore these Vocaloid stuff. Wolf. People went missing for him. Oh, welcome, Wolfie Kami. Yeah, pretty much how a lot of these dictatorships work. Right now, we're gonna go on to a video that Jackal here has mentioned. Okay, last witness to Lincoln's assassination. I think Metatron actually looked at this video. He was doing a linguistic analysis in order to find out what it sounded like. Let's go ahead and check it out, because I'm definitely curious to see.
I've got a secret. I would like to go over and personally escort our next guest on the show tonight. Now then, sir, will you tell our panel, please? Let's get in a little closer. Do you mind if I pull you in, sir? Okay. There we go.
I'm guessing
you tell
this
our
is the
panel,
guy.
please, what your name is and where you're from.
My name's Samuel J. Seymour. I'm from Maryland.
This is Mr. Seymour from Maryland. And we brought Mr. Seymour all the way up from Maryland, and by golly, he got in a hotel and fell down the steps and gave himself a shiner.
Aww.
And we urged him not to come on the show tonight, as a matter of fact, and finally got
I guess he really, really wanted to.
touch with his doctor, and the doctor said it was up to Mr. Seymour. Mr. Seymour said he wouldn't miss it. So here he is.
I probably wouldn't miss something like this either.
I'm feeling apparently pretty well.
Not unless I was in like a lot of pain.
Now then, Mr. Seymour, how old are you, by the way, sir?
96.
96 years old.
Damn.
Now, sir, if you'll whisper your secret to me, I'm sure the folks at home would like to know what it is.
He saw John Wilkes Booth shoot Abraham Lincoln, April 14th, 1865.
Well, now, to help classify his secret, I will tell you it concerns something that he witnessed. And Bill Cullen, we'll start with you.
Imagine being there in the theater when Lincoln got shot. I mean, people are talking about like Charlie Kirk and like today's and the recent times, but imagine, obviously these types of things happen like all the time throughout history. Imagine just being there and witnessing something like that. The Canadian version of What's My Line, is it? I don't think I've heard that before, but regarding, I'm sure it must have been very traumatic for a lot of the people at the theater, as it would have been like even today.
Something that he saw, happen.
This thing that Mr. Seymour saw, does it have historical significance?
Does this have historical significance, Mr. Seymour? I would say yes, wouldn't you, sir?
I can't hear him very good. You have to tell me what it is.
Yeah, there's quite a distance between our desks here. Let's all speak up, huh?
Does it have political significance?
It had political significance at the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if you're 96, that would make Mr. Seymour born in 1860.
1860.
Henry's such a mathematician.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's been writing over there all the time. This thing, did it have anything to do with the Civil War, Mr. Seymour?
No, it had not to do with the Civil... Well, let's say indirectly it was concerned with the Civil War.
Did it
all right, an answer?
Did it concern a famous person in America?
Oh, they're trying to figure out what it is.
American history. Very well-known person.
Did it concern a famous person, Mr. Seymour? Yep.
Oh, is this some sort of game? I don't know what's
Would
actually
help me to
going. I
know
don't
who
know
this-
what the context of this is.
Person was.
What did you say?
He wants to know if it would help him to know who this person was, and he has to know who that is, yes.
Was this man, did this man hold political office?
Did this man hold political office, sir? Yes. $20 down and $60 to go, and we go to Jane Meadows.
Oh, is this some sort of game show?
Mr. Seymour,
Henry is being his usual helpful self by whispering to Jane, McKinley.
and I'm not listening. Mr. Seymour, would this person have ever been president of the United States?
Was he ever president, this man?
Oh, I think it was once.
I think he was once.
Would it
was.
have been Abraham Lincoln?
It was Abraham Lincoln, yes.
You witnessed something to do with Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, they're trying
Was
to
this
figure
a
out.
pleasant thing?
Was it a pleasant thing you saw, sir?
Not very pleasant, I don't think.
No.
Not very
I
pleasant.
He said, no, he was scared to death.
Would it have had anything to do with the President Lincoln's death, by any chance?
Unfortunately, yes.
Did Mr. Seymour witness the shooting of President Lincoln?
Well, she guessed it.
We found out about Mr. Seymour through a recent article in the American Weekly,
An excerpt from this article appears at the end of this video. Ooh.
and it said, I saw Lincoln shot.
Oh.
This article is by Samuel J. Seymour, and it goes on to say that Mr. Seymour was 5 years old.
Oh, damn. Imagine being freaking 5 and you witness something as tragic as that. No, that definitely puts, like, even modern assassinations into context.
At the time, he had been taken to Ford's Theater by some good friends, and the curious thing was that when he was this youth, 5 years of age, when he saw Booth jump from the box to the stage, at which time he broke his leg, his only concern was not for the president, because he didn't realize that the president had been shot, but the poor man who fell out of the balcony.
Really? Damn.
And that's all of his memory is of going to the theater and seeing a man fall out of the balcony.
Oh.
Sir, it's been a great joy and you might say an honor to have you are, by the way, the only living witness of that tragic event.
So he's the last
And
one alive at
we
that
are certainly
point.
going to forfeit the complete $80 to you just for
Okay,
your
I see,
courage in
Jackal.
coming here to see us tonight.
Okay. An excerpt. The following is an excerpt from the article about Mr. Seymour. All right, let's read it. We'll do a dramatic reading. Mr. Seymour was accompanied to Ford's Theater by his nurse, Sarah Cook, and by Mrs. Goldsborough, the wife of his father's employer. Mrs. Goldsborough pointed directly across the theater to a colorfully draped box. See those flags, Sammy? She asked. That's where President Lincoln will sit. When he finally did come in, she lifted me up high so I could see. He was a tall, stern-looking man. I guess I just thought he looked stern because of his whiskers, because he was smiling and waving to the crowd. Hello, Jackie Likens? What's good? When everyone sat down again and the actors started moving and talking, I began to get over the scared feeling I had ever since we arrived in Washington. But that was something I never should have done. Thank you for the follow. But that was yeah. All of a sudden, a shot rang out. A shot. Hold on, sorry. My stream's going fine. Thank you for asking. Come on, go to the next page. A shot that will always be remembered. and someone in the president's box screamed. I saw Lincoln slumped forward in his seat. People started milling around, and I thought there had been another accident, when one man seemed to tumble over the balcony rail and land on the stage. Hurry, hurry, let's go help the poor man who fell down, I begged. But by that time, John Wilkes Booth, the assassin, had picked himself up and was running for dear life. He wasn't caught until 12 days later, when he was tracked to a barn where he was hiding. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. Only a few people noticed the running man, but pandemonium broke loose in the theater with everyone shouting, "Lincoln's shot! The president's dead!" Mrs. Goldsborough swept me into her arms and held me close, and somehow we got outside the theater. That night, I was shot 50 times. At least, in my dreams. And I sometimes still relive the horror of Lincoln's assassination, dozing in my rocker as an old codger like me is bound to do. Thank you. I've been streaming for 2 weeks so far, or 2 to 3. I think it's been 2 weeks, but thank you for asking. Oh, I'll link to the article in the description. All right. No, thank you for the suggestion, Jackal. That was a lot of fun. But thank you for the follow, Jackie Likens. At least I think that's how you say that. Be careful when you said, "How are you today?" followed by that emoticon. I'm putting that emoticon on notice for reasons that will only be clear later. So I'm going to leave a like on it. Oh, this was from 9 years ago, but it's got 15 million views, but all right. Thank you for the video suggestion. You've seen a lot hanging out. Seen a lot of them hanging on streams, and I don't know that much about, well, I do know enough about the community to have thoughts on it. And there are some that are in like YouTube chat in particular. There's someone named Jackal Enterprises of Ohio that recommended this video to me, and I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that they recommended it. So I'm not actively involved in the community for a number of reasons, really. Mostly because I don't really know anyone in real life that's furry. Oh, Lord, Jackal, you're pushing your luck at this. You're pushing your luck tonight. I'm all things considered. But no, I'm not actively involved in the community. Like, I don't go on... Guys, I mean, I'm not going to ruin you guys' fun. It's just, after you're actually part of the community, you love wholesome, creative, all about, aw, that's cute. Although, you know too much and you don't like it. I honestly don't know enough. But no, I'm not actively involved. I know of some content creators, right, who may have said some things that make me feel, why would you say that out loud? Or at least, why would you make a public statement? I'll just say the US is where I'm from. I've already admitted where I am, but I don't want to repeat that right now. But no, we've got quite a few people chatting right now, which I'm very, very grateful for. But okay, such a nice place. Thanks anyway. Thanks for that. But yeah, I don't know anyone in real life who's furry or anything like that. I don't have a suit either. I would maybe like to get one, but not right now. I'm in a very particular financial situation. North Nebraska. I'm currently residing off the coast of Nebraska, deep within the Nebraskan Ocean. I'm definitely not off the coast of Alaska. No, not the coast of Alaska. We're talking about the Loch Ness Monster from North Dakota, because the permanent record is just a myth. Like the Loch Ness Monster and North Dakota, designs like refs and icons the bring people. Ah, yeah. A friend of my sister designed the model. Although the guy that made this model took a little liberties in like the design of the little hair here. Like my sister's friend made it match the lighter brown, but at least this darker color makes it stand out more, so I can appreciate something like that. But it's about time that I started having like actual conversations with chatters. No, one of the things that I need in order to make the I'm working with some people behind the scenes to optimize my Kick channel in order to get verified, and it's been very, very expensive. A lot more expensive than even I realized. Okay, one moment. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I have to. I don't mind. It's just BizCoon. All right. Here, let me send it. That's it. I mean, there was someone who was here earlier that I'm going to speak with after the stream who also wants to do like art and stuff. But right now, I can't afford to pay anyone anything, not until I can get a bank loan or at least a loan of some kind. South Nebraska, next to Texylvania. That's right, we're going into the text forest. All right, here, let me accept the request. Here, let me send you a test message. What do you mean it couldn't be? Son of a... Hold on, I'm trying to... Oh, there we go. I didn't... All right, here, let me try one more time. There, I sent a test message. Not a text message, but a test message, but yeah. But I'm not actively involved in the community. There was actually someone in Kick Chat earlier that wanted me to go down a rabbit hole involving someone named... What was it? If I can find it. Hypnotist Sappho and Caro the Wolf. And there's someone in YouTube chat that mentioned Sappho being an animal lover, let's call it. I think I've heard of Caro, though. I feel like I've heard that name before, unless I'm thinking of someone else. He was like green. He had like green. His persona had like green fur on it or something like that. Unless I'm thinking of someone named Zephyr. Good lord, I can't remember any of these people. Yeah, this is why I'm not actively involved. I just don't know anyone. But I mean, I know Potatoist Soapbox. That's not... is that the name of someone that you know about, or am I thinking of someone else? Let me check. I need to check these. Okay, so I have like 2 other I'm not gonna watch this one. I do. At some point, I kind of want to get to this video. There was someone in the stream, like, on Saturday, I think, that requested that we watch this video about TURKMEN TV and suggested a video about the rise and fall of Mongolia. But I'm down to just chat with you guys if you want to. And then we can look at this a little later. I'm like... Hold on. Oh, I've seen this guy before. Hold on, let me... Hold on, okay. Jackie. Someone else, like, a few weeks ago. Antrohio and Anthrocon. You haven't been to either. I know that there's, like, a big one that takes place in Texas, but... Hold on. I gotta reach for a water bottle. For some reason, streaming makes me very, very thirsty, and it's probably because I'm constantly talking. When does... I know... Oh my god, I shouldn't really ask this, but when is the next AnthroCon taking place? Or no, Anthrohio, and if so... Oh, when's the next Anthrohio taking place? Because I remember there was someone named Swood Poodle that was in chat a few weeks ago mentioning that the going to even just one convention can change you, which I know that I keep teasing that I'm trying to, I guess, look for someone, but I don't know. But so it's just I don't know anyone. I've made comments in a video that I made a while ago about me having personal gripes with the community, things that I would like to see changed. But so long as we have certain people running around. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Jackie. Yeah, Jackie, someone, yeah, they're working with me. Nice to know that you're, like, friends with them. So that's very convenient, honestly. If you're still watching this on Kick, it's very convenient that you happen to know Angela. So, obviously, we'll be able to get a lot done in this context. Oh, that was earlier this year. When does it take place next year? Granted, I don't want to go there while showing my face. I mean, I've thought about, like, getting a little masquerade type thing for myself. One that kind of just a generic raccoon masquerade mask. Like, similar to, here, maybe I could show you. Yeah, she's your friend. No, apparently her aunt died some time ago, and I feel bad. And I'm sure, I don't know if she's told you that, but that she wanted to get some artwork done for me, but one of her aunts died, and she and her family have been, like, grieving. So obviously I want to give her the time to, like, mourn, right? Obviously you got to give that here. But for real quick, so yeah, I hope that she's doing okay. I really do. But let them know that you want to help out with, like, doing artwork or stuff. I mean, I can't really pay for anything right now, but I'm sure that once I get myself a proper, like, loan in order to help pay for, like, behind the scenes stuff, then we'll be in business, because I trust that once the Kick channel is verified and I start making money, I'll get my return on investment. And then I can turn streaming into a part-time job. Hold on. I wanted to show Jackal what I mean when I say, like, a masquerade. Like, I'm kind of, my avatar's in the way. I want to get, like, an animal mask similar to something like this, where you see, like, the bottom half of my face, and not necessarily my whole face. I want to get it in, like, a okay, all right, Biscunes. So is that my Rule 63 variation? Is that what I'm getting at from that? Yeah, but no, this is the kind of thing that I wanted to get for myself. But I don't know exactly where to get one, and I can't afford one at the moment. At least not unless I can get approved. Hold on, one of the guys that's working with me is checking in. Alright. But, Jim Carrey. The Jim Carrey mask. Oh, Lord. No, I haven't seen The Mask in, like, years. I remember watching it a few times as a kid and being definitely intrigued by it, but it's been so long. I don't even remember. Oh, and that reminds me. Well, actually, I don't want to bring that up right now. If you guys just want to chat, I'm down to talk about whatever. Uh, uh, I noticed that Jackal retracted a message. I did not notice it. But regardless, I'm glad that we have a bunch of people that are enjoying the stream. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to want to watch me. It means a lot. I mean, I'm not particularly relevant, but eventually that'll change. I trust that it'll eventually change, no matter how long it takes. One day, I will be able to outstrip and outperform all of the slop tubers, and then my supremacy over slop tube will be complete. But first, y'all must get down on your hands and knees and accept me as the sole representative in the YouTube industry, and that you must renounce Ice Cube and all of his works, including Friday. Which actually reminds me, I have a list of things on a little notepad here, and one of the things that I wanted to show you guys was some out of context Boondocks clips, because I figured that it would be something fun. Are you referring to The Mask, Jackal? Just curious. Okay. Hello 14 Holu. Welcome to the stream. But if you guys are you down to talk about a bunch of random nonsense that means absolutely nothing? Because that's something that I have been meaning to do on this stream for a while, where I ramble on about a whole bunch of nothing that makes absolutely no sense, even with context. No, it's like you click on a stream and then you hear them say something complete bullshit. Be like, man, that's some old bullshit. Because you see, what had happened is that he spent most of his life disagreeing with most things, especially things involving happiness and peace. So he didn't particularly mind when at the age of 15, he lost his eyesight to cancer, but at least he doesn't have to look at his ugly ass doctor no more. And so he spent the rest of his he only had 3 years to live, or 3 months to live, so he ended up spreading ignorance and chaos throughout the community. And nobody really knew how he was able to live for so long. He's been alive for 80 years, and he was supposed to die 3 months after his diagnosis. But he believed it was his love of hatred that kept him alive all these years. And this is the kind of out-of-context nonsense that you can only get on the BizCoon channel. So you better like and subscribe for more complete and utter nonsense. Nonsense, as the Metatron likes to call out the political rewriting of history. He calls them all nonsense, rewriting history for some political agenda instead of telling it how it is, because nonsense. Nonsense. It's nonsense, you see. But I do also still want to get to this Mongolia video. If you guys have nothing that you want to talk about, if you don't want to hear me ramble for seemingly no reason. But, alright. Okay. Digitally uploaded SEARS catalogs. I don't know what the heck that even is. Let me look that up. Out of all of the things that we could be doing, SEARS catalogs on Christmas Muse Technical. Is this what we're... You like history a lot? No, I don't blame you. I like history too. Although it kind of depends. Is this what we're talking about? If I make this into a video, that would be Oh, it's one of these types of websites. Okay. Sears seasonal catalogs. Let's see what. Sears Roebuck and Co. Chicago. I don't know what this is supposed. I don't exactly know what this is supposed to be. Whoops, sorry, that wasn't supposed to happen. Am I even in the right place? Is this the right place? I don't think so. Okay, yeah, let me look for something else because this is no. Don't do that. Pick one. I just did. Here, let's look at 1930. Loading the thumb. We'll send. Uh-oh. Are you alright, Aisha? Don't burn yourself. Come on. Spring and summertime, 1930. We pay postage. We pay freight. See page 1. But this is page 1. New values, styles, colors, designs. Oh, go, just, you. Okay. New values, styles, colors, designs, ideas. From cover to cover. This is a new catalog. From the style marts of Europe and America, the new fashions are here presented for your approval. Style nowadays applies not only to the clothing we wear, but to the furnishings of our homes, our offices, and our shops. Here we are shown modern trends and decoration, and here you are shown, moreover, how these attractive new things can be had at a price that you can afford. All right, as long as you're okay. Service. Sears Roebuck. Leadership in service is today unquestioned. Our rise to the position of world leadership has been accomplished because we lead always in service. There is only one real test of service, and that test is actual performance. Learn for yourself that quality we ship day in and day out. All orders in less than 24 hours. The majority are shipped the same day they are received. Quality. Only when our laboratories, with their cores of university-trained experts, have passed upon the quality of our merchandise, does it find a place in this catalog. This safeguard as we take for our own protection, because only in this way can we be certain that we can guarantee, as we do everything we sell. The world of Sears Roebuck & Company, the world's largest store, is too vital a thing to be based upon hearsay or unscientific knowledge. No, this is actually... There used to be a Sears by the mall that I live near, and it's gone. It was replaced with some sort of fun house place. No, Sears is kind of like... Does Sears even still exist, honestly? Because I can imagine that... I know that people have been making like lots of videos about stores that are like staples across America just disappearing one by one in favor of more like mega chains like Amazon and stuff, and it's unfortunate. But index pages. Turn to the pink color index pages. All right. I don't know how many of these. I kind of 5 of them left. Damn. Only 5 Sears left. Damn. It's like I was going to say how the mighty have fallen, but shit. Here, let's check a few more. We pay postage. We pay freight. We pay the postage on every item in this book, which can be conveniently sent by parcel post. There is nothing to add to the price of these articles for shipment. You send only the price shown in the catalog. We pay the package. We pay the freight on all articles in this catalog, with certain exceptions. These exceptions are plainly stated wherever they occur. This is our newest form of saving and service. We pay the freight. Express shipments. We do not pay express charges, but on all merchandise in which we repay freight, if you are in a special hurry and wish it was sent by express, we will credit your order with an amount equal to the freight charges based on the weight of the article purchased. We save you money. It is the purpose and guarantee of Sears Roebuck & Co. to save the economy on every purchase. This catalog is as fine an example of the economy as we have ever produced. Savings are greater than ever before. On every page, you will find ample evidence of our leadership. On item after item, you will learn that our tremendous buying power has been exercised. I've never seen I've never seen that word before. Toinsure? I've never seen that word before. I can find out how to zoom in. I should have done this earlier. I've never seen this word before. Let me look that up. What the hell is toinsure? Unless it's a typo. Oh, it's to ensure. It's missing a space. I thought it said toinsure. Oh, Lord of mercy. All right, it's to ensure. All right, well then, disregard me thinking that was a word. To ensure you greater savings. We are certain that nowhere in America will you find prices as low as those quoted in this catalog. Yeah, I noticed that. We guarantee to save you money, to deliver all merchandise safely, to satisfy you perfectly. We guarantee that every article in this catalog is honestly described and illustrated. We guarantee that any article purchased from us will give you the service you have a right to expect. If for any reason whatever you are not satisfied with any article purchased from us, we want you to return it to us at our expense. We will then exchange it for exactly what you want, or will return your money, including any transportation charges you have paid. The Joann's? Oh, my sisters love going to like places like Joann's and stuff. There's also a Michael's and a Marshall's nearby. They like getting art supplies. My sisters love to draw and stuff. Hobby Lobby? Oh, yeah. I've never been to Hobby Lobby. I don't really go to a lot of places. But I usually just go to restaurants. But more than 300 retail stores. How the mighty have fallen. It's so unfortunate. To extend the service of Sears, Roebuck & Co. Here, let me zoom this in again. Even further, to bring our values into your own neighborhood, to prove that the quality of our goods is above question, we have established more than 300 retail stores. Visit the Sears, Roebuck & Co. retail store in your own town. Examine the goods with your own hands. Find out for yourself why we sell more goods than any other general merchandise store in America. These stores are new, modern, and up to the minute. They represent, in your neighborhood, the world's largest store. Went to Hobby Lobby and a 300 worldwide stamps bag. That sounds fun. There are no other stores near you, Aisha? I'm sorry to hear that. Not even like a Michael's or a Marshall's? I'm sorry to hear that. Do we want to read another page from this from the 1930 summer catalog? Or do we want to like look at some, or do we want to look at, I mean, we could save the Mongolia video for another stream. But I do want to show you some out-of-context Boondocks clips so that you guys will have maximum confusion. Unless you guys have already... Unless you guys know even just a little bit about the Boondocks. But... As someone who likes... as someone who wants to have a... Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind. I saw a message on Discord. Okay, never mind. Alright, we'll look at one more page. And then... We could look at the the pictures? Okay, here, let's... Oh, yeah. Here. Ooh. Something like this. Silk for $1.69? Oh, H, are you looking for any of this stuff for your... whatever projects you might be looking for? Our prize silk value. Oh, they had that... A whole watch for 89 cents. No, and nowadays you have to pay like 100 times that amount. Pure dye flat crepes. What the heck does... someone sent me a message, I think. Or is that something else? I got a message on my phone, but I don't know what it is. Thinking. Oh, I know what these are for. All right, give me one moment. Now we have... Yeah, we got flat crepe. Why is it called a flat crepe? We're going to call it crepe from now on. Flat crepes for the silhouette. It's a silhouette. It's a silhouette. And some Francine rayon bloomers. Eugene, what are you doing with my bloomers? And it was all SpongeBob and Patrick's idea. Unfortunately, they decided to ban that episode because, of course, they did. But bloomers for 84 cents. These jeans that I'm wearing are like 34 bucks. And then all of this for 35 cents for some rayon all the way for the misses and small women. And Blossom brand Jose. Or I don't know if I said that correct. Hose. And some more of this hosiery for like that. Okay, I don't know if we should be looking at that. But we see a bunch of In Style Spotlight. Are these loafers? I can never remember the technical terms for certain shoe types. Loading a batch of them. There's more? Okay, that's interesting. No, there's a whole bunch of stuff within this catalog. Approved by careful dressers. Big values. Every one. $16.95. 16 bucks for full suits, I'm assuming. Something like that. Ooh. See opposite page for descriptions. Why would I need descriptions of fruits? Well, this one's not a fruit. Two of these things is not like the other. Everything else is fruit, and then we have some vegetables here for whatever reason. And then even some tires. Allstate, perfect circle tube. Sounds like. And how much is this? I don't see a price on this one. Fit. Because of course it is. Their biggest catalog has 2,000? Hot damn. Something Philadelphia. This one, there's more. Apparently there's a lot more. Okay, hold on. Sentica made from plastic and it gives you rashes. I'm sorry to hear that. No, I can imagine freaking space age polymers, my ass, when it comes to the one King of the Hill episode where they're at the mall and it's a parody of the 7 Angry Men and they're debating about the new age mower with the space age polymers and 0 turning radius with all the bells and whistles. And here, the Dunkirk for beauty and comfort. 29 bucks for a mattress. Who'd have thought? I mean, it was bound to happen. And then new Polar Air is a better refrigerator for only $39.85. Who'd have thought? And even stainless porcelain enameled top. No, look at this stream took a very interesting turn. It started out with me ranting about payment processors. And then it went to Turkmenistan, and now we're looking at old Sears catalogs. The Remington Stand model. Oh, this reminds me, I did a video reaction to that I think Jackal recommended about the impossible Chinese typewriter. You said the final, 1482 pages. Damn, that's crazy. Oh, and some brush Cerakote. Oh, why did this remind me of frickin' Dutch Boy paint that used to have lead in it? We can buy all of the stuff for gloss enamel and decorative enamel. Frickin' damn. Who'd have thought? All the inflation. One of the guys that I'm convening with wants to do wants to talk right now. I can talk while I'm streaming, but it's kind of bothersome. But we can still, here, let me, oh, I know how to handle this. Let me change the size of the window so that I can at least look at OBS. See until World War food when rationing carts are manned. That's interesting. McMaster car, fast website. Parts and tools in 1901. Ah, that's very interesting. I can see it. I'm trying to have Discord open and OBS at the same time. I want to be able to talk. I need to get good at multitasking, honestly, because that is you got on the news. I can imagine. I'm gonna have to start multitasking a little bit here. I wanted to look at these. Which one is the one that has over 2,000 pages? Oh, we have the 2017 Sears Christmas book. We'll do a little before after type of thing. Wish book 2017. Oh, this is cute. No, it's like we look at the oldest catalog that's here, and then we look at the newest one. Apparently, it hasn't been updated. Only 110 pages. Damn. No, Jackal mentioned one that has 2,000 pages. But like, hold on. Let me converse with Marine over here real quick. All right. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to look at before I move on to something else? The one in 1993. All right, we'll look at that one. That sounds like you said 1993 Sears Spring Summer Catalog. All right, we can check this one out. Okay, here we go. Sears. Save this catalog until January 31st, 1994. To order anytime, call at 1-800-366-3000. I wonder if this is still active. At Sears, we believe the good things in life shouldn't be hard to come by. That's why our policy is simple. We offer you a wide selection of basic brand names you know and trust. Real quality and low prices. This year, we think you'll find the results more exciting than ever. Welcome to our big book. Sears, 1993. And obviously we have Discover, MasterCard, and Visa. That's the one. Okay, I can see. We can like look through. I'll look through some stuff that seemed to catch my eye. I see a bunch of swimsuits and stuff. $24.99 Mrs. Cardigan. And of course the prices like increased like quite a bit. I mean, I guess that's kind of to be expected, right? Inflation. Whatever you do, do not look up Miss America inflation on Rule 34. Little baby thingies. Happy Camper Travel Play Yard. Folds easily for excellent portability and storage. Includes convenient nylon carrying bag. Watch the baby's legs get trapped in the. I probably shouldn't put that image in anyone's heads because that might be very distressing. I see a lot of clothes in this at the beginning of this article and bras, obviously. Here's some menswears. Some little shoes. Oh, no. Seeing this, there was a point in time where I was a kid where I didn't want to tie my shoes. I thought tying my shoes was too long and time consuming, and so I begged my parents to get me shoes like this with the little Velcro straps because I just didn't want to tie my shoes. Just some little lore about me. I saw new, the Reeboks with the straps. I didn't know is Reebok a British company? There's no way. I didn't realize that. Yeah, and we have New Balance, obviously. I wonder how long that they've been around for. No, this is interesting. I didn't expect the stream to go this way, but when all else fails and you don't know what to get your dad for Christmas, get a fancy little tie like this. This just reminded me of something. Slip-on shoes. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I'm wearing Crocs right now. I wear Crocs at work because at work the Crocs that I'm wearing are very, very comfortable. And the people at work, they don't really mind. I've seen some of them wear Crocs too. These Crocs that I'm wearing, I think my mom got them for Christmas or something. Oh, a website called Before Mario. Oh, let's look at that too. Okay. Which is it this blog called Before Mario that you're talking about, Wolfie Kami? Stop hating, Jack. Yo. Hold on. Let me... Yeah, so stop hating and get along with all this thugnificence, Jackal. You just hating because of all my thugnificence. I'm just saying. Nah, if this is what you're talking about, Wolfie Kami, or is it something else? Click on list of toys. Hold on, I have to share some reference images to let me look. I just want to know if it's this. Okay, I found it. All right. Wait, I think I've seen this before. Someone. Iroha Karuta. Nintendo Iroha Karuta. Most readers of this blog will be well known that Nintendo started corporate life as a card manufacturer. Did they? That's interesting. Hold on. Let me send some reference images to Marine. I want to make sure that they get what they're... Ooh. I want to make sure that they get what they're looking for in terms of wanting... They want to help me out with some stuff. God dang it. I tried to add multiple things, but... Don't ask what... Oh, good lord. No, that freaking what they did in World War II. They have megaphone that use light bulbs to send data. Interesting. Oh. Is that... No, let me look at this. Freaking... No, Jackal, you just reminded me of one scene in King of the Hill where... the VFW was having trouble raising funds, and so they had to sell off. So they tried to auction off, or no, they tried to sell some of their war memorabilia. And an electric comb in 1920. That sounds no, that's cool. But no, going back, no, yeah, they were having trouble with their finances, and they had to sell a bunch of war memorabilia. And he was trying to sell the Austrian painters, 1927. And November 13th, 1927 is where Arnold Shortman's grandpa's dog Pooter was hit by a milk truck. And so he stopped talking to his sister. But that's irrelevant. But going back to what I was saying, yeah, in that episode, he wanted to sell the Austrian painter's canoe to one of the characters, and he pointed him to the maroon Mitsubishi, to which Cotton, Hank's dad, was all like, Mitsubishi? They mean the planes that bombed Pearl Harbor. I ain't giving Hitler's canoe to no traitor. Listen to me, if you drive in the Nazi car or an Italian scooter, get your Axis loving ass out of here. So why don't you hop on your sushi boat? 'Cause I killed Finny Man! An electric conga that allows you to customize rhythm with punch cards. That's an interesting concept. But, all of my little King of the Hill quote aside, let me look at this Iroha Karuta. To most readers of this blog, it will be well known that Nintendo started corporate life as card manufacturer back in 1889. They've been producing cards ever since, up to the present day. I can imagine if we're talking about Pokemon. As cards are such an important part of their history, the subject may have been a little bit underexposed here, although I did post about them a few times before. A whole whopping 12 lines of resolution. Here, let me zoom it in then. Make sure that my avatar isn't in the way. Cards that Nintendo produces can be grouped into 4 main categories. Hanafuda, Japanese playing cards, flower. I know this means flower, but I don't know what that means. Hyakunin ishu. I know this means person, and then this means one. Poke a man. Yep. Iroha Karuta, though, tests as memorization, and Torampu, which are Western-style playing cards. I see Bambi, Disney, whatever. Previous post. Okay, I see. No, let me look at some other stuff. Ooh, this looks... let's see if I can remember... Let's see, another set of grabbing cards are Torifuda. Each Torifuda has a unique picture in one of the hiragana. That's ke, that's fu, that's go, that's... I don't remember what that one is. That's shi. That's one of the M's. Ooh, you got some? That's neat. No, that's pretty cool. And this is eat. This is either ma or mu. I don't remember which one that is. Standard after this. I know I'm just kind of scrolling through it. The below for the syllable te has an expression te no hira ni chokon tono tamegaeru. I can kind of read kana, although I'm still not. We have some Popeye trump cards, which apparently is what they call the Western trading cards, which, poker cards, basically. This kind of reminds me of some of the stuff, if you guys know those little old-timey games where it's just, they have the little black and white kind of screen, and they have, like, regular, like, I know what I'm trying to say, but it's kind of hard. Yeah, they never stopped. I can imagine. I'm guessing these are like more popular in Japan than they are in the US. Don't be afraid to recommend some videos. I'm more than willing to take requests. But no, I'm kind of glad that the stream went in this direction because this kind of stuff is pretty cool. When Nintendo entered the instant food business, they used this to extend for Popeye Ramen. Oh, I can imagine them making like spinach flavored ramen. Freaking, yeah, just pop it out and eat it up like that and then get well, according to Family Guy, his arms look like this because they're tumors and that he's only got about 2 months. A picture book, Mickey Mouse card. Are there any other things that they got? Here, let me read. Ooh, a rabbit coaster game. That sounds like fun. Oh, I feel like I've seen these kinds of things before. Time bomb, punch race, table soccer, companion, 15 game. No, we have to read them exactly like technique names. If any of you have ever seen Sora the Troll, yes, Twister game, marble, home boarding, picture cutter and a new picture cutter. Oh my god, no, this is... Me doing that is cringy as hell. Well, there's an Osumatsu-san or Osumatsu-kun. No, I almost said Osumatsu-san, but... Oh yeah. If anyone has ever seen... it's a 3-part series about CED vinyl records. Ooh, okay, we can take a look at that real quick. Uh-oh, someone's... Okay. Apology. Okay. Eyeglass. They made eyeglass frames I mean, I'm sure there are still like some that are like quote unquote licensed by Nintendo that you can get on your own, but your first was happened to be that's really cute. I'm sorry. I'm trying to converse with someone, but I would much rather wait until after the stream is done. But let me go ahead and look for that video. Technology connections. Okay. Hands-free toast. Because Professor Membrane from Invader Zim was working on something that'll revolutionize everything, and that is toast. Okay, here, let's look technology connections. And then we will look for that video in question about CED. Here, let's just look that up. Oh, here we go. The CED, RCA's very late, very weird video preamble. I'm assuming it is this one. You said that it was a 3-part type thing. I'm assuming that it's this. Here, let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Is technology connection still active? But yeah. Apparently there's this the most replayed section is over here. I got multi-chat temporarily disconnected, but that's why I have multiple tabs open so that anyone who is interested can still chat. But I will have to keep Discord open so that I can convene with someone that I'm speaking to. Here, let's go ahead and check out this video because I'm curious to see about RCA's very late, very weird video gamble. Oh my god, no, this is reminding me of very old PBS logos. Don't ask me why it reminds me of that. Oh lord, no. For some reason, these are giving me nostalgia, and I'm not even that old.
So, it's the mid-1960s. Everyone's got a television, but nobody's got a way to choose what they want to watch. You've got your network affiliates, a few of those newfangled UHF stations. I hear 62 is pretty good, but that's it. How boring, how limiting, how archaic. Now, we've got videotape recorders, but those things use crazy technology that's super expensive.
The multi-chat
we'll probably never get videotape technology to the point that we can market it for the home. And besides, without some sort of small case which holds the tape in a convenient and easy-to-handle form factor, it's not likely to go over that well with the layperson. Clearly, tape isn't a good option. I know, discs! Yes, it can be hard to believe for those who remember transitioning from VHS to DVD.
Oh, I remember VHSs. No, that was so long ago. My family might still have some old VHS tapes from years back. No, I remember we had back when we still had a little TV that had a little VHS player. We would play like certain movies and little shows on repeat. We had like little cassettes that to play certain movies. No, we had like Jungle Book and Brave Little Toaster. We had some Dora the Explorer and some Blue's Clues as well. I don't remember all of the tapes that we had, but we would... oh, your dad watches them? How neat. I'm glad that you we got someone who understands. Such a long time ago. I'm surprised that... oh, hello, Fugly. You still have... what a pleasant surprise to see people are enjoying the stream. Do you have VHS in a working... Nice. I don't know where all of our VHS tapes are stored. No, we've had to like move from like house to house like more than once. So they should be in some like tubs, either somewhere in the basement or in the garage. I'm sure we still have like plenty of them. I know we still have some old Nintendo 64 games as well with like in their cartridges. We had like Banjo-Kazooie, we had GoldenEye. Oh, he's 50? A little younger than my dad. Both of my parents are in their mid-50s, but don't call them boomers. Do not call my dad a boomer. They are not boomers, they're Gen X.
But if things went according to plan, us home users would have had video discs long before we had videotape. RCA had begun research into a home video disc system in 1964, and a mere 17 years later, they came out with this, the Capacitance Electronic Disc System, or CED, which they branded and marketed as the Selectavision Video Disc System. This product was RCA's ultimate folly. It arguably destroyed the company. After years of relentless research, they released a product
so this was
so incredibly limited and so hilariously flawed that it's a miracle they even bothered trying. Yet, they did. And they shouldn't have. Now, there are still some fans of this ill-fated video disc system, and I'm sorry if I upset you when I say this.
Don't worry, I don't really know anything about this system.
Must be said, RCA was out of their minds here. In hindsight, this product was so incredibly weird and dumb and doomed. But the idea behind it is actually...
So they were trying to use vinyl discs, right?
Pretty remarkable.
Is that what I'm getting
Had it
at?
been released, say, in 1975, it might have achieved immense success. Our entire media landscape might be completely different had RCA succeeded in getting this product to market just half a decade earlier. That's because their ultimate goal was to use the technology of the humble record player and turn it into a cheap and easily mass-produced video format. Hiding inside this caddy is a black PVC disc.
Wood grain.
Not that different from the standard phonograph records of the day. This disc is read with a stylus, just like a normal phonograph.
Am I gonna have to... I don't know. Never mind.
Record. However, it's not vibration that it's detecting. I'll get to that a little later, but
yeah.
This is evidence that RCA did actually meet the goal they set out for themselves. It was just accomplished way too late.
Workadish.
And with way too many compromises. As usual, to understand this story, we need to start in the past, before the past this comes from. In the early days of radio and television, RCA, that's the Radio Corporation of America,
is that what that means?
Among the most innovative companies. Their history dates back to 1899, when the Marconi Wireless Telegraph Company of America was formed as a subsidiary of the British Marconi Company. In these early days of radio, the technologies which made radio possible were constantly evolving. Through World War I, radio was used almost exclusively for wireless telegraphy. That's the classic dots and dashes that make up the world-famous, say it with me now, character encoding schemes, of which Morse code is one. Simple radio transmitters, called spark gap transmitters, were able to send radio pulses quite easily. However, audio wasn't super possible yet. Transmission of audio was relatively rare and mainly experimental. It wouldn't really become what you might call a thing until after the war. Speaking of after the war, well, actually, before the war, in 1904, what rhymes galore, General Electric had been tasked with creating a high-frequency alternator, which was then designed by Ernst Alexanderson, and thus the world of radio was introduced to another transmission technology, the Alexanderson alternator. Compared with the earlier spark gap transmitters, it allowed for transmitting on very narrow frequency bands, reducing noise, and had a lot of other neat advantages too, but also some disadvantages. Notably, they were huge. But anyway, in
a lot of things were huge back then. No, the world's first computers were like these huge freaking things. Like you had like walls of little like spinning discs and stuff, and those are like the first computers ever made. And obviously now we have computers at the palm of our hands in the form of our phones, for better and for worse.
Now we're after the war again, General Electric had installed one of these amazing Alexanderson alternators for the US Navy at the Marconi transmitter site in New Brunswick, New Jersey. The Marconi people were super impressed.
I gotta guess it was right here, based on totally real scientific evidence.
With the thing. And they were all like, we'd like to buy your alternator production division, General Electric, to which GE responded, well, golly gee, ain't that dandy? We've been looking to sell off our alternator production unit, and you sound like the perfect entity to make that purchase. To which the US Navy said, uh-oh. See, the Navy was...
Oh no.
Getting all worried that if American Marconi was able to buy the alternator production from GE, they, and thus their British parent company, would have world domination in wireless communications. The Navy said, we can't have that, so...
So the Navy wants a freaking monopoly on whatever the hell. Yeah, definitely, yeah, I know that. Yeah, there are still... I can imagine that there are still, like, those types of computers that still exist. Like, people talk about, like, quantum computers that allegedly work in, like, different dimensions. And yeah, I know that the first TVs were pretty small. They're like the big, little small boxy TVs, the very thick ones. You know what I mean? We had some of those in our time as well. Like we had like several mini TVs, but nowadays, even, you know, not to bring up phones again, but even phones are also TVs. Freaking.
The Navy convinced GE to, rather than sell their alternator production to American Marconi, to just go ahead and buy American Marconi and nip that little world domination problem in the bud. And so they did, turning American Marconi into a subsidiary of General Electric, which would henceforth be called the Radio Corporation of America. So that's how RCA...
I didn't know that RCA had a...
became a thing.
Well, I didn't know what it meant.
RCA grew and grew and grew, breaking into the consumer radio space, and eventually the whole RCA is owned by GE, and they're getting kind of monopolistic thing.
Yeah.
RCA was forced by the U.S. Justice Department to break off into its own company in 1932.
When the Justice Department has to get involved.
But still, they were huge.
Where is the Justice Department in terms of the Warner Discovery merger that ended up ruining Cartoon Network?
and they knew how to make cool shit. RCA had touched nearly every major technological advancement of the early 20th century. They had purchased the Victor company, which not only granted them use of Nipper and the classic His Master's Voice tagline, but also Victor's record label and phonograph production.
This actually reminds me of some phenomenon that I recall, like in the early days of YouTube, regarding this Victor record company. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Get Down meme of that involved a song by a Japanese artist named Hiromi Kosei or Komei, something like that, with a song that goes "Get down, da 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 setsunai kimochi," and then what would happen with those is like it involves like a certain dance where a character is like spinning around like erratically. Their body is like spinning around erratically. I could show you guys an example after this. But one of the things that would happen is that the videos would get muted because they were copywritten by Victor. And that was kind of a big, and I remember seeing those like all the time wherever I tried to look up versions of the Get Down meme. Okay. But, oh, this dog? Yeah, you probably shouldn't be staring directly into a phonograph like that. But no, I'll show you what the I'll show you what the Get Down meme is.
RCA had developed Photophone, a sound on film.
Here, I will actually put it on my queue. Hopefully I won't get, I know I said that I didn't want to do music stuff anymore, but...
System for motion pictures. They were instrumental in the proliferation of television and pretty much invented color television. In fact, they weren't just RCA. They were...
RCA.
Most
trusted name in television.
This is NTV, nor NET, the National Educational Television Network, which is what PBS used to be called.
So, this was a massive and well-respected company with nearly limitless resources, talented engineers, and with a long track record of successful innovation. And yet, somehow, this happened. The RCA video disc is simultaneously a technical marvel and a technical monstrosity.
I can
Getting
imagine.
a phonograph record to produce video signals that a TV could display was a rather lofty goal. Allow me to explain why. This phonograph record contains a very long spiral groove with walls that move up and down and all around, and when you put it on a turntable, then put a stylus inside the groove, and give the record a good spin, those wibbly-wobbly grooves will make the stylus go all wibbly-wobbly too.
Yeah.
And thanks to the phonograph's cartridge, those wibbly-wobbly wibble-wobbles turn into electrical signals. We can then make those signals stronger through amplification, pump them through loudspeakers, and listen to the music contained on the disc. But, well, this disc doesn't need...
No, my parents have a lot of, like, old vinyls and old records. We don't have a phonograph, but they still have all that stuff.
To produce very high frequency signals. The range of human hearing tops out at around 20 kilohertz, so we don't need to make this record too precisely. If we want to make a disc capable of higher frequencies, we need to do one of two things. Either make the groove walls contain really tightly spaced wobbles, or speed up the rotation of the disc. Ideally, we do both. Okay, so how much more bandwidth do we need? If a normal disc can go up to 20 kilohertz, what's a TV signal? Oh, just about 5 megahertz. All right, so we need to fit 250 times as much information onto one of these discs.
Oh, is that where all the trouble with these comes in?
That sounds difficult. And it was. Remember, research started in 1964, but the product didn't get released until 1981.
That tends to happen a lot, doesn't it?
Finally did make it to market. Up to 60 minutes of video, later pushed to 63, were held on each side of the disc. And although bandwidth was reduced to 3 megahertz to make things a little easier, this still meant that about
The Muppet Movie.
450 times as much information was held on a 60-minute CED than on a 20-minute vinyl record.
It's very
now, you might
shiny.
be wondering, why on earth was RCA so determined to make video work on vinyl? Simple. Ease of manufacture. Vinyl records are stamped from metal masters and can be pumped out quickly and cheaply.
What did that say?
Ease of manufacture. Vinyl records are stamped from metal masters and can be
Metal stampers.
pumped out quickly and cheaply. If RCA could figure out how to use the dead simple and decades perfected technology of the phonograph to produce a video disc, they would have had a miraculous product on their hands. RCA envisioned a relatively cheap device, not that far off from a normal record player, that you'd simply put your new video discs in and be delighted as your living room became a place to watch television on your own terms. The discs themselves wouldn't be very expensive to make, as they'd just be a more perfected vinyl record. So movie and television studios should be happy to jump on board, as discs could be sold for little more than the cost of a record album while still making significant profit. The premise seems less bonkers when you remember that in 1964, videotape was well over a decade away from entering the home market in meaningful volumes. Delicate mechanisms, expensive electronics, and open reels of wide, heavy tape made it seem very unlikely that videotape would end up in the home anytime soon. And even if that somehow happened, the tapes themselves would be very expensive, not only because the tape is expensive to manufacture, but because mass-producing pre-recorded tapes would require dozens or even hundreds of tape recorders to make duplicate recordings in real time. So it wouldn't be a great way to sell pre-recorded content. Nobody would buy such an expensive...
Okay, so this was like before VHS tapes were made?
expensive tape, and no movie studio will settle for the razor-thin margins. And so in the frame of 1964, the RCA video disc actually seemed like a great idea. Use the same equipment and technology that's used to mass-produce records for the music industry and replicate that model for things like movies, television shows, and perhaps one day, whole new categories of content. Except the development process dragged on for far too long. By 1972, they had only managed to fit 10 minutes of video on one side of a disc.
Oh man, I could see why the return on investment wouldn't be very great.
What's more, they discovered that simple vinyl discs wouldn't work. The technology they had developed required that the discs be conductive. The first prototype discs were metallized with a styrene top coat and a lubricant coating on top of that. Now, RCA wasn't dumb, and they realized 10 minutes was dumb. So they kept on trucking, continuing to pour resources into the project.
Wolfie.
One of the things they soon discovered was that the discs were extremely fragile.
Oh, Lord.
If you're trying to pack a few dozen grooves into the space...
A CD on the left and a vinyl LP on the right, photographed at the same magnification, I can understand.
Of what used to be just one, the discs could easily be destroyed from normal handling. Up until this point, RCA imagined the discs would be naked, just like normal phonograph records. Finally realizing that...
Oh, Roigu-chan, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, this is silly. RCA...
I remember the last time we were convening, my stream was taken over. Someone's messaging me on Discord. One moment. Oh, okay. Oh, one of the guys that I'm working with wanted to upload some clips on the channel, which is actually kind of convenient for me. No, someone I'm working with uploaded, there's this Discord a server that we're working on behind the scenes, and no, that's actually, one of the guys wants to make clips for me, which is super convenient. Oh man, no, everything's going swimmingly behind the scenes. I just wish it wasn't so expensive.
Designed these not at all clunky caddies to hold the discs nice and safe.
Not at all. I don't want to eat Play-Doh. If you want to, Jackal.
We wouldn't want humans touching them. Still, the system needed a lot more work. The prototype discs, being multi-layered and metallized, didn't exactly follow the make movies as quickly and cheaply as vinyl premise they had been getting at. They did eventually discover that using PVC impregnated with conductive carbon particles would work well enough, and so they did eventually get back to that goal, but it took a while, as we know. By the time 1981 rolled around, RCA had perfected the system. 60 minutes per side, safe, protective caddies, a totally sleek-looking player, and a catalog of movies ready to go at launch. The players were pretty cheap to make, so RCA was able to sell them for about $500. That's roughly equivalent to $1,500 today. That sounds steep, but video cassette recorders cost about double that when the CED was launched. Wait. You mean videotape made it into the home before the CED was launched?
Oh, how the tides have turned.
Yes, it did. And you know who had a big part in making that happen? Why, a little company called RCA.
Oh, damn, no. Oh, God, they betrayed them, or they betrayed their own selves.
Remember how I said RCA wasn't dumb? Well, they saw the rise of the video cassette recorder happening and quickly jumped in. They didn't manufacture any VCRs themselves, instead choosing to outsource that task to companies like Matsushita and Hitachi. But RCA's presence in the VCR market was a huge deal. RCA backed the VHS format created by JVC.
Okay, so this is where it all comes together and why the vinyl discs weren't doing very well.
Older Betamax format from Sony. And it was RCA who pushed the development of the long play recording mode, enabling VHS machines to record 4 hours on one tape and finally capture an entire
Imagine trying to explain VHS tapes to Gen Alpha.
This was all happening in the late 1970s. In fact, RCA's very first VCR, which was the first to support 4-hour recording, hit the scene in 1977. Oh, and you know what RCA decided to call their line of VCRs? Selectavision. What? Yeah, this was weird. RCA decided to use the name they were planning to call their new video disc system for their imported line of VCRs.
Oh, the geography video? Okay.
Now, I suppose this wasn't a huge deal, but it is still strange. In fact, it looks like RCA just stole all the planned marketing material for the CED.
Oh, no. The design of this cassette player looks a lot like what they had intended for the CED.
And slapped it onto their VCRs.
Damn.
Let RCA turn your television into Selectavision.
Selectavision.
This seemed even...
yes. What was it? Technicolor. That's right. Now in Technicolor.
Weirder when you remember that in the early days of the VCR, pre-recorded content wasn't really a thing yet. For the most part, VCRs were used to record live TV to be watched later, a process known as time shifting. In that context, Selectavision doesn't even really make that much sense. You're not selecting something to watch, you're planning to record something, and we'll watch it later. Remember, these devices are called VCRs, which stands for video cassette recorder, not video cassette player.
VCPs.
And it's not a VHS player. Stop calling it that.
I'll call it whatever the hell I want.
RCA was either really forward-thinking and thought that pre-recorded tapes would eventually become a big deal, but of course that would fly in the face of their continuing efforts to produce the video disc system, or else they were just...
No, you could see the similarities in the designs of these.
lazy and figured, sure, we'll use that name we plan to use for this entirely different product we're still working on for some reason. Just to muddy the waters a bit, Selectivision was actually first coined for an earlier abandoned project of RCA's, the holotape player. However, even though that was tape-based, it wasn't capable of recording. This story for such a simple product is maddeningly complicated and bizarre. Had the CED existed in a vacuum, it would have made sense. But in a world where the VCR existed, a world where the VCR was actively being marketed by RCA, its existence, it's why? Why bother continuing this project?
That's a real good question.
What problem could the video disc possibly...
No, this reminds me, does it count as geography? I don't really know. But no, this reminds me of some other things that I remember looking into, like certain companies trying to make one thing while also making something else at the same time. I'm drawing a blank as to what it is that I'm thinking of.
Solved when RCA's own VCRs had been on the market for 4 years. Well, maybe cost. All right, after talking about this for close to 15 minutes, we're finally going to explore this player a little more. The genius of RCA's machine is that, compared to a VCR, it's incredibly simple. Just a turntable, a pickup mechanism containing the stylus, and then the electronics needed to decode the signals on the disc.
Okay.
To play a disc, the caddy is inserted all the way into the player, which unlocks and grabs hold of the spine, and thus when the caddy is removed, the disc is left inside. The main control lever is mechanically linked to the turntable, and moving it from the load-unload position into the play position lifts the turntable, which in turn lifts the disc up towards the stylus. It also closes a shutter to prevent you from inserting the caddy while it's playing. The motor driving the turntable could be a cheap, single-speed AC motor, since the discs spin at a constant speed of 450 RPM, which is tied to the frame rate of television sets, which is itself tied to the line frequency of 60 Hz. You can easily hear the distinctive 60 Hz humming of a plain old motor.
Yeah, no, when you're... I was about to imitate a possible little motor like this, but no, when you're listening to your game console and you hear the, you know... That is... I don't think I've told you guys this before, but I have perfect pitch, and I think that is... that is B.
In PAL countries...
For some reason, a lot of them hum at around, like... For some reason, a lot of technology likes the note B. It's always this note. Whenever, like, I'm messing with, like, a microwave or the oven, it's always this note, and this is B.
Yes, RCA did briefly market this system overseas. The turntable spun at 375 RPM, which is tied to the frame rate and line frequency of 50 Hz. Each rotation of the disc held 4 complete frames of video, or 8 fields, and since a television will automatically synchronize itself with the vertical blanking intervals encoded on the disc, a simple AC motor would work fine. You can see the 8 blanking intervals on a CED pretty clearly with the right light, just like you can see them on a CAV laserdisc. However...
Oh, is it these little... these strokes that come out like that?
A laserdisc only holds 1 frame of video per rotation, so you only see 2 blanking intervals. And now let's talk about that stylus. The very tiny, user-replaceable diamond stylus is there only to provide physical tracking on the disc. The player doesn't sense vibration in the stylus, nor does the stylus actually have anything to do with the signal being read. Instead, bonded to the stylus is a titanium electrode, which senses changes in capacitance brought about by the depth of the groove.
I see.
Finally, the answer as to why it's called the capacitance electronic disc. And also the answer as to why the disc needs to be conductive. The disc being a conductor, and the titanium electrode also being a conductor, form a capacitor. The actual video and audio signals are created by teeny tiny little undulations on the disc, which move the surface of the disc closer to and farther away from the electrode as it spins, thus varying the value of the capacitor formed by the stylus and disc. The circuitry in the player is essentially measuring the capacitance value, and as it changes, it can convert that change into a change in signal amplitude, and thus we can recreate a video signal. For those paying careful attention, you'll have noticed that the player measures change in a capacitor. Now, when something is said to be in a state of ongoing change, it is sometimes said to be in flux. Therefore, this disc, when being read by the player, becomes part of a flux capacitor. Now you know. Also, Back to the Future...
Is it part of a flux construct from Tears of the Kingdom?
...was in fact released on...
Credit for that realization goes to Tom Howe at the CED Magic website.
CED, though if we jump ahead that far, we'll be spoiling the end. Fun fact, the first shipment of DeLoreans left Belfast just 2 days before the CED system was officially released on March 22nd, 1981. The player was able to control where the stylus landed on the disc with an electromagnet, as well as by moving the carriage that contains the stylus. Ordinarily, the carriage would just move in steps as the stylus followed the disc, and the disc contains...
You see the stepping action of the tracking motor.
...some basic digital signaling to tell the player where it was. But
I wish I knew more about this kind of stuff.
Using the picture search function...
So one of my brothers knows a lot about this kind of stuff, and he can fix things if he has the right mindset.
The player could bump the stylus forwards and backwards with the electromagnet for finer control. This was also used to get the player out of a locked groove situation, as it could determine...
Oh, and this reminded me. Yeah, I mentioned a list of VHS tapes that we would look at. We also had Winnie the Pooh.
It was stuck thanks to the position signals that weren't advancing, and kicked the stylus forward a couple of grooves to get unstuck. And getting stuck was, unfortunately, not uncommon.
Oh, Yeah, I've probably had, I'm sure some of us have had this happen to us at some point.
While the caddies did a fairly good job at keeping the discs clean, they weren't perfect. And in fact, the caddies themselves could destroy the discs if they weren't stored right.
Oh.
See, this system wasn't just late, it was awfully flawed. But before we get into that, let's finish this video up by talking a little bit about the discs themselves. RCA's video discs were sold for between $15 and about $30, although the vast majority were priced at $20 and up, and some special box sets shot way past $30. Now, that's not terribly expensive, even for 1981 dollars. In 1981, vinyl LPs were starting to push into the $10 territory for high-profile releases. So you could say Selectivision discs cost about the same as 2 new record albums. And really, that's pretty great when you consider that you're getting a 90-minute or so movie for the same cost as, at best, an hour of music. When new, these discs had about the same image quality as a VHS tape, though some claimed it was a little better. And honestly, the quality of the image coming from these discs is perfectly fine. The only problem is, this can happen.
No, I can imagine something like that happening with a vinyl disc.
When was this when the system was new? It's hard to say. The caddy design was fairly good and would keep dust from getting in there, so perhaps these discs all worked great in 1981. For now, let's just assume they did. Since the discs only held
Did they just skidoo?
60 minutes per side, at some point you're going to have to flip that disc over. And
oh, it's one of those kinds of things. No, that reminded me of when some games used to have like a disc 1 and then a disc 2, where after you get to a certain point in the game that it would require you to put in another disc. Yep, Star Trek The Motion Picture was on one of these discs. Along with, I did see the Muppets movie as well, but yeah, there was a time where there was like, I think this was more common with GameCube games. I don't know. Slow motion picture. Yeah. But I distinctly remember my older sister playing Resident Evil 0, where she got to a point in the game where it required her switch from disc 1 to disc 2. I guess as a form of like memory saving. I don't exactly know how that kind of stuff works, but that's what him saying that it flipped the disc, that's what it reminded me of.
That's a somewhat strange task with this player. You take your empty caddy, stick it all the way in, pull it back out, now flip
That's an interesting way to insert a disc.
it over, shove it back in all the way again, and pull it out again. That's a little more cumbersome than just flipping an LP over, or a Laserdisc. Yeah, what about that other video disc format? Well, it certainly didn't help RCA's mission here, but it might not have mattered much at all. Early Laserdiscs typically weren't mastered all that well, and comparing the quality between a CED and a Laserdisc from the early 80s reveals they're actually not that far off. However, it's possible that
you could tell that the coloration, or the color saturation is kind of different. This one is more, I don't know how you would describe it. Like, this one's darker and this one's brighter. I mean, some people will talk about how, like, no, I remember watching a video about, like, Sailor Moon not looking the way that it used to, quote unquote. You have Civilization 3 to install, like, 3 CDs. That's interesting. No, you just reminded me. There was a song from Civilization 4, I think it was, that we sang in choir class. If you've ever heard Baba Yetu, which is a Swahili rendition of the Lord's Prayer, we sang that in choir at some point. It was either my junior year or it was my senior year that we sang it. And I remember having a lot of fun singing that song. I still sing it. I still sing it to myself from time to time. No, when my streams get good enough, then I will be doing. I'll sing that on stream, and it's gonna be so much fun.
had RCA decided to take one of the innovations of Laserdisc and adapt it for the CED, it might not have failed quite as hard as it did, or perhaps at all. In the next video, we'll take a closer look at where the CED was in the marketplace, how it managed to justify its existence in a sea of VCRs and Laserdiscs, and why, given what we know about how its short life panned out, it might have radically changed how we consumed media throughout the 80s and into today, especially if it had been released in the mid-70s. Thanks for watching.
All right. No, that was a very interesting video. We could probably save part 2 for Wednesday's stream, or maybe even later after that. I want to make sure that things are... Yeah, let's go ahead and leave this. I have no idea if this... Is this guy still active? Does he still... Ah, they're still active 1 month ago, so yeah. I just want to... I have more character... Oh... you don't even know the half of it. No, I mentioned having perfect pitch, and which is where you can identify notes on a scale And if a note is played, you can identify that note and all this other stuff. No. Okay, let me do the thing that I said that I would do, and that is show you Get Down. No, where's here, I'll show you. I think this is one of the original versions. I might have to turn the volume down because I don't want Victor to copy claim it. But this is something that I think Aisha would appreciate, given the things that they recommended the other night. Wait, it's too fast. Sorry. Here. Yeah, this song got copywritten by Victor, and people get very upset by it. Because Japan is very, very protective of their copyrights. Like, very, very protective. You might be very confused by what you're seeing, and I don't blame you. There are so many different variations of this, it's not even funny. Including one that features Ronald McDonald. But, yeah. Oh, and here's the Victor Music Channel. Yeah, Victor Entertainment. But, oh, if you guys, I mentioned earlier in the stream that I wanted to look at some math videos. Is this the worst high school math trick? A negative boy couldn't decided a square something chicks at 2 a.m.? What the hell? I've never seen that before. You don't understand it? Oh, don't worry. Here, let's look. Oh, here. This one. It's called brain rot. Yes, it is. No, this is the kind of stuff that my teenage self used to look at. But unfortunately, this was during a time when copyright was a bitch. And no, this was one of the first ones I've ever seen. And as you can clearly see, Ronald McDonald just happens to be there. But I'm going to keep the volume down. Get down. Yes. And if you're wondering why Ronald McDonald is here, there's a series of Japanese Ronald McDonald commercials that became very infamous in their Toho remixes. And Miku's hair just keeps flying everywhere. I forgot about that. This is early this is freaking 2009, freaking early internet YouTube brain rot. This is the kind of stuff that I looked at as a teenager. Just no, this was a trip down memory lane. But at that point in time, the music got muted because of copyright. So, pay no mind to this internet city. Try not to laugh. We're a hot air balloon of SpongeBob. You were 5. Oh, damn. No shit. Yeah, I was in middle school when this was a thing. But pay no mind to this. No, we should do an Internet City reaction. No, Internet City does reactions. So we're going to react to a reaction so that we can react to this reaction. And we should look at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series while we're at it as well. But no, I got through a majority of what I wanted to get through. Although we didn't get to the Boondocks out of context. Oh, yeah. That's something that I've mentioned before, that YouTube has like a certain delay. No, that's something I've noticed when I'm like refreshing the YouTube page. It always seems to be off. But yeah, if you're gonna watch on Kick but comment on YouTube, feel free to do that. But I do want to show you guys some Boondocks clips, because I know that there was someone who said that they didn't know what Boondocks was, and I've been like this is one of my favorite shows of like all time, like hands down, like top 5 for me at least. I love this show so much, and this show has never been more relevant today than any point in history. Like, he's 102% African with a 2% margin of error. Why, Lord? Why, Lord? Why? All right, I'm black. What am I supposed to do now? This is what you do nowadays? Reading books and making you feel better about yourself? And is this what we have to look forward to? Waiting for the next Madden to come out, and then we get ourselves into a beef, and then we get ourselves into a rap beef, and then shoot each other? Is that what the kids think is hip nowadays? Getting into fucking rap beefs? No. Let's go ahead. This will probably be the last thing that we do tonight, since it's like 4:15 where I am, and I really got to converse with some people behind the scenes. But I want to. These are the kinds of streams that I've been wanting to have forever, where we just not only do we react to stuff, but we also talk about stuff. But let's have a little 7 minutes of fun. Here, let me reset it, and let me actually put the volume back up. I turned the volume down because I didn't want to get copy claimed. There shouldn't be anything wrong. I don't see anything wrong. So, for anyone who's never seen Boondocks, let this be your introduction. I am the builder refused. I am the visual that is. Yeah, I know the whole rap. There's the intro only does like a certain amount. Okay, all right, no problem, Wolfie. But I know the whole rap. Like, there's the intro section that only does like the first few lines, but I know the entire rap by like heart. And eventually, when I start doing karaoke, I'm gonna be rapping the whole thing.
I look like Charlie Brown?
No. Do I look like Charlie Brown? Does he look? Stay away from that hospital. He headed straight for the hospital.
What do you think you're doing here? You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Open your bag.
What's in your bag, bitch?
I'll kill you, bitch.
Yeah. You see, what Riley Freeman really likes about Cindy, who is a yellow-haired girl voiced by Tara Strong, is that she had less compassion than the average girl.
Is it worth getting hurt again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Going to jail?
Yeah.
Yep. Getting killed?
Yes, sir.
Kissing the man?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, kissing the man. I mean, if that's what you're into and it feels natural. No. You know what I've been wanting to do for a long time on this channel? I want to just recite Boondocks quotes. I can recite entire scenes verbatim, word for word. And I just want to casually do that simply because I can. No, I want to make a video where the whole video is just me reciting the script to the first episode. I've had that in the works for a long time. Oh, hell no! You got a sandwich from that hoe? Uh-oh, I'm falling down the steps. I'm going to get out of context. Kissing, man, that's hella gay. Man, that's gay. Yeah. No, let them do out of context clips. Let them see where that gets them. You know how many people have to deal with that kind of shit on a regular basis, yet they still have their fans? Fine. Let them. What are they going to do? No, seriously, what are they going to do? I am a colored person who's watching a show about colored people. And it's colored people. I don't care what that gym bro getting canceled in the context of Hulk Hogan. I don't need that.
people usually get raped in holding? Hold on.
Granddad, do people get raped in holding?
I can't even believe it.
And then the infamous season 4.
Sit still on the damn couch.
It's not me. It's Huey.
It's Huey.
It's her butt.
It's Huey's butt.
You believe in God, Huey?
Wait, here it comes.
I believe in God.
First of all, I'm gonna live forever. But if I do die, I'm gonna smack God upside the head and tell him to make me a grilled cheese sandwich and some tacos. And he dares God to say something. He'd be like, say something, God. And now the peach cobbler that doesn't look like throw up.
What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with her? She's the one that brought vomit over here in the Tupperware container.
That is not vomit.
It just looked like vomit.
Now, slow him down. Oh my God! Did you just throw Jasmine? I got behind you.
Yes.
Give me candy.
Oh, this scene.
Give me candy. I want candy. I want candy marshmallows.
I actually brought up kids like that in my previous stream. Go watch the VOD if you wish to know. And the R. Kelly episode. What the hell is wrong with you people? Every famous brother that gets arrested is not Nelson Mandela.
Some chicken?
Yeah.
You want some fried chicken, little baby?
Fried chicken is murder.
If you know,
You can tell me. I won't tell anybody. Jasmine, are you wearing wire?
Watch where you walking, bitch.
What did you... Wait. Wait a minute. I'm white.
The real killer?
Brother, I'm 10. How am I gonna find the real killer?
Oh man.
That's some old bullshit.
No chicken.
You mean I'm gonna be able to get that bucket?
How can they be out of chicken? It's Colonel's fried chicken.
But you carry the
If anyone knows about the Popeyes chicken sandwich, come on, Granddad. This ain't no purse. It's a Gangsta-licious man bag. Shit.
bricks.
Shit.
You came back. Did you miss me?
Maybe.
Officer, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to steal from the stuntman.
I would get beaten.
Oh.
Anything.
Nigga, did you just
break that vase? Oh, Lord.
Sweet Jesus! Lord have mercy! My baby!
Just having fun.
Now,
Off limits in Mister's house.
Brother, did I just catch you having fun? Wait a minute. I'm white. You could just call... No, Jackal. No, you don't understand. This is a perfectly good moment to throw your life away.
Ever he reminded me
What
of
a
what
failure
I was going to be.
Mister, I won't be talked about not grow up. Brother, did I just catch you wanting to be shit?
Sweet Jesus! Lord have mercy! My baby!
Why can't we be ourselves, huh?
Why can't I be me?
Are you ashamed of us?
Very. He's very ashamed of his grandkids because his grandkids didn't want to move there with this precious new white people who love gourmet cheese.
Was the bell?
And this scene. You must have lost your goddamn mind. Granddad just can't stand this. He can't stand to see a child go unbeaten. Now, here on the Biscoon channel, we do not support beating your children. This is just for entertainment purposes.
What should we do today? Board games? Hula hooping? Hot Wheels? Oh, I know. Maybe we should make s'mores. Tell ghost stories? Play hide and go seek?
Can we play cops and robbers? I would.
Cops and robbers? Sounds like fun.
Bitch, is this all you got?
$3 in a prepaid cell phone with fucking 2 minutes on it.
This is uncomfortable.
Yeah, we're calling it Operation Black's Nabisco Oreos. Okay, it won't be. No, this is what happens when you try to name something, but never mind. Nabisco. Okay.
Hater alert. Hater alert. Hater alert. Nigga just mad. He didn't get toys.
He's in a broken and abusive household.
Bitch, this chicken is cold!
When I turned 17, I ran away to Hong Kong,
Right.
where I met triad boss Kenny Wu, my first love.
And after that, it was one bad relationship after another, including one where the guy was all like, "Look at you. You ain't shit without me. You minus me equals shit. You ugly, fat bitch. Now let me borrow your car." What the hell you don't language? Yellow brothers. Excuse me. Everyone,
I have a brief announcement to make.
this is where Huey starts spitting facts. Jesus was black. Ronald Reagan was the devil, and the government is lying about 9/11.
Thank you for your time and good night.
Okay. And that was the dream where Huey had made the white people riot, because he better not even dream of telling white folks the truth.
No way. No goddamn
Hell
way.
no.
Hell no. What is it? These motherfuckers talking about they out of chicken.
What?
Listen.
Welcome to Colonel's Fried Chicken. Unfortunately, we are out of chicken at the moment.
Please go away till we have more chicken. Thank you. God bless.
Miss Dubois.
Yo, peach cobbler look like throw up.
Boy.
It do, look.
It looked like vomit with peas in it.
Miss Dubois, you been eating peas.
When I want something, or I'm afraid about something, I pray. Have you ever prayed?
And I dare God to say something.
I mean, like, say something, God. Say something.
Yeah, I thought so.
You are going to eat.
I don't want to eat the cobbler. I don't want to eat the cobbler. He like her, but he's scared.
I'm not scared. Don't be scared.
He knows.
Oh, he knows when you're awake.
He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for what?
Goodness sake. Did you hear that, chat? Be good for goodness sake.
Think about that.
Be good for goodness sake. Praise Santa.
More important, weed or us?
Weed. We gotta hide the weed.
I hope you don't treat me like this when I'm on death row. And if God say something, I'll be like this. Ooh, take that cat. Beating God's jaw like,
Blackout.
What's the emergency?
I'm in jail.
Don't drop the soap.
Don't drop the soap.
Who is
And
that?
he's just really, really fit to lead. And also body fit, too.
Obese being in the heezy, as they say.
Well, I also support Obama because he's against
corporate
corporate
bailouts.
bailouts. That is also not true, huh?
I'm voting Obama because he black. All right, that's it for that. We should look at Gumball out of context because it's also very out of pocket. All right, I think we can... Unfortunately, we didn't get to this video. I might save it for later, but I just wanted to have a little extra fun before we sign off for the night. All right, here, I really I got to converse with some people behind the scenes regarding some clips. No, but I'm not worried about out of context clips. I'm highly doubt that. Let me check all of these stats. All right. Everything seems to be good. All right, let's go ahead and wind down for the night. All right, I really like the direction that this stream took. We started out doing some reactions, and then we looked at some ancient Sears catalogs, and even a little bit of Nintendo stuff. And I also really enjoyed the video about the failed vinyl disc thingy. That was certainly a treat. If put a clock up or an aquarium. I don't know how to answer that. But I don't have any clocks and I don't have any aquariums. Do you mean like on Steam, same name if I have it? I don't really want to reveal the Steam name that I have because it's private. Unless you're talking about something else. I'm not... Alright. No biggie. But, what was I thinking? Alright, does anyone have any closing thoughts before we sign off for the night? I'm always down for some, like, last-minute conversations. There's always someone that has something at last minute. No, I think it was my second stream where people kind of started showing up at the last minute, and so we had a whole bunch of we were looking at some videos by some AI slop content, but anyway, if anyone has any things to say, the next time I will be can a brother borrow a French fry? And I was like, oh my god, he said the word, the N word. It was like, now how is a brother gonna borrow a fry? Brother, is you gonna give it back? It's like, because he said, I know what he said, but, you know, because, how you doing, Abdul? Damn, Abdul, will you let a bitch work? Shit, one of us has to, and then, like, yo ass is gonna get a job. You know I had to bail this motherfucker out of jail again. It must be, like, the 10th time. So, did the school board pay you yet, Jackal? Because I know they ain't broke that bridge yet. Because I know that Ann Coulter be trying to get that redneck money. Because when a brother needs a nemesis, she helps you out. And you help her back. She a down-ass bitch with all them crab cakes. But, yeah. I don't know if I don't have any French fries on me to borrow, but... No, seriously, are you gonna give it back? If I give you a French fry, are you gonna give it back? Alright. No. If anyone else has anything else that they would like to say... No, I had a lot of fun on this stream. We certainly did a lot of interesting things. Oh my god, I got my work cut out for me. No, one of the guys I'm working with behind the scenes apparently made clips on a Discord server, which I'm actually kind of curious to see. Oh man, no, that's gonna be so much fun. Okay. I don't see anything else, though. Okay. I'm sure they'll be uploaded later. If anyone has anything else, speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm glad that we all had a lot of fun. We got to see plenty of familiar faces. We got to see a lot of new faces too, which I'm super excited about. I'm always happy to have like new faces. Had some new guys in Kick, I think. Someone named those clips. Oh, are they gonna be about you? I don't know. I don't know what they haven't posted the clips on the Discord server yet. Okay, bye, H. Okay, but there is a chance that I might end up blacklisting that emote because of what happened with Charlie Kirk. Not to make a I don't want to make I do kind of want to make a statement about it. Yeah, I don't want anything. I genuinely don't want anything to do with that emote anymore. I don't want anything to do with that phrase. I don't even want to say even the B word anymore. Even in reference to, you know, like that one World War II battle. I can't. No, don't worry. Don't worry. I don't really like it either. But I know that, like, Jackal and H... They're gonna find Jackal and H are gonna find variations of it that I'm gonna have to, like, work around. Vunv. I think Vunv is a little... But no, not to make a political statement, but... I don't know, I just feel so strongly about it. The furry community has enough problems without someone like that assassin running around shooting people they don't like. And that's... unironically, one of the reasons why I'm even made this channel. I want to be able to speak out against certain injustices. I don't want to say that I want to save the community, but I certainly want to see a change happen. I'm glad that you're able to find someone like me. I try my best to want to bring some normalcy to the table. I don't want anything to do with that side of the fandom. Granted, that's not... I've already explicitly mentioned, like, the fact that I have those kinds of feelings. And I've already mentioned at least a few crushes I have. But I've never really... I don't really like talking about those feelings because I don't want to make people uncomfortable, but at the same time, we kind of had a discussion about me liking I've had a discussion about the type of guys that I'm into, but that's about it. Jackal knows. Oh, is that so, Wolfie? I can imagine. Let me check something real quick. Okay. It's like, yeah. I have those feelings, but I try not to let them like. I try not to let them be like the end-all be-all. I wouldn't mind being with someone with a really not. I'm trying not to be too descript about those feelings, but it's like I don't mind. I would. Yeah, thanks for doing. Thank you to Fugly for taking the time. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I want the community to just do better and be better, and I want everyone to be okay and kind of just. It's hard to put. If only you were born in the 70s, yeah. It's like, I wish... It's not... I mean, I have thought about, like, eventually, like, reaching out to some more well-known furry content creators in order to... not necessarily get inside their head, or even just what makes them tick. I just... If anything, I do want to give, like... I don't want to say guidance, because that feels conceited. But I definitely want the community to improve. It's been like this for like far too long, honestly. There was a point in time when I was first interested in the community where it was just, you know, a group of people that really like the concept of a walking, talking animal. Just thinking that it's a fun concept that we may or may not have feelings for, but in like recent times I've noticed that they've sort of embraced that one side in an unironic way, to the point to where some seem to make, like, I guess I wouldn't want to call it self-deprecating humor, but I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm not actively involved in the community in any way, but I do know like a few individuals, but I don't know. It's just, I feel very strongly about certain things, and I just wish that amazing how the burned ones were by the... Really? I'm not sure. It's like, I mean... Are you talking about the whole kill them with fire meme bullshit, whatever the hell is like... I can no, watch them come after me. Eventually they're gonna come after me, even if it takes a while. No, when that happens, and then there's suddenly a more Pegasus video about me. It's like, we need to talk about this guy over here who's being... No, actually, Rev Says Des will be the first person to talk about me if I'm ever brought up in such a context on fucking Blue Sky or something. And if you know who Rev Says Des is, he's like... he has a female VTuber. He also has a cross on his VTuber model. And it's like, he talks about VTuber drama, especially in the context of like Blue Sky and stuff. No, when that happens. When. Because I know it's gonna happen. Even if it takes a while. When it happens. Oh, I'll definitely be there to respond. Even if it's in the middle of the night. I'll be like, so, you finally taken the time to notice me. All of my senpais have finally noticed. But, we need less, please. And got beaten, but... I know. The LGBT community is like that as well. When talking about how you go to a pride parade, there are some pride parades that are more modest, but then there are others that are like so overt. I need to see if Finding Sky has made another video. I haven't seen a video pop up in... Okay. Yeah, your wolf counterpart is normal. Well, my raccoon counterpart's pretty normal. I mean, I have no... I mean, this... When it comes to how I feel regarding the community, it's like, yes, I do have feelings. I have those feelings. I'm not going to deny them. And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with having those feelings, especially if you're able to find a healthy way to express them, even if it's with someone in a suit, right? I don't necessarily think that's a big deal. If you find someone who has a suit that's quote-unquote appealing to you and you want to spend the rest of your life with them, then as long as you're not like forcing it onto other people or just being obscene out in public, like there's a time and a place for those kinds of things. And if it's like at a convention, obviously that's one thing, but I would never like casually wear a fursuit just out in public, because not necessarily, mostly because I would feel uncomfortable with something like that. I would be uncomfortable wearing a suit out in public. I don't think I could really do that. I mean, I don't have a suit at the moment because I've spent way too much money trying to promote my Kick channel. And, you know, there really should be less NSFW stuff. There really should, honestly. It's not to say that it isn't appealing to me, but, you know, can we at least tone it down a little? Like, there's plenty of, like, very beautiful looking artwork that can be made and stuff. And I think it's what we should be striving to achieve. I mean, even if you have those feelings and you simply just can't help it whenever you don't wear socks, I can imagine. I mean, even if you wanted to indulge in those feelings because you just can't help it, at least you condemn shoes indoors, then what about at a workplace where you kind of have to wear shoes, so you just want everyone to walk barefoot in buildings? Unless you mean like in your house. I'm wearing shoes right now because I want to keep my feet warm. I hope that doesn't offend you. Only Holmes. When you get wet in the rain, no shoes indoors. I can. Well, this is my house, so I'll wear my shoes in here. I mean, I'm wearing Crocs right now because it's what I wear just on the whenever I'm not playing Dance Dance Revolution, because I want to keep my feet warm. And I mean, obviously, it's like, I guess to each their own. I'm one of those to each their own types of people, but even I'm like, some things aren't worth doing at home. But yeah. Okay, I'm kind of glad that we're having this discussion, because it's like, I know what I want to say, but at the same time, I don't want to be too explicit. And by socks, just socks. No, that reminded me of a scene in iCarly where it was the episode where Freddy's mom was taking care of Lubert because he suffered like a major injury. And Freddy was bragging about how he slept in only his socks, and only his socks, for which Sam spit out her Cheetos at the thought of Freddy wearing nothing but socks in bed. Just socks. So that's what that reminded me of. But either way, as much as I mean, regarding how I feel as a furry, it's like I'm nowhere near to the extent that a lot of others might be. And I don't want anyone to assume that I'm just some sort of degenerate. I really don't want anyone to assume that, because I don't think it's fair to me. And I don't think it's fair to others who don't necessarily do all of that stuff. I mean, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. No, a YouTuber named Tactical Templar commented on one of my videos asking why he's getting furries recommended to him, but he also complimented me, hoping that my channel can grow, and that's something that I can really appreciate. Apparently he makes videos about furries that argue with him on things. I don't exactly know what he argues with them about, but he uses titles like, what was it? Neurodefective, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, chino pants with belt, plaid, button up during the day. Sounds nice. I don't know what chino pants are, though. But I'm kind of glad that we can just sit here and talk for a little bit. It's something that I've been wanting to do. But I wear, like, blue jeans, and I have, like, work shirts. And then I have, like, a bunch of gym shorts that I wear when I play... like khakis. You see my khakis? I'm trying to find my khakis so I can set my cat. Apparently, my mom likes to brag about my dad's, Boston accent imitation. So khakis and my khakis. My khakis are in my khakis so I can start my cat. Okay, but if anyone, do any of you, you're only a degenerate online, huh, Jackal? Yeah, you say, no, you see, Wolfie, here's some Jackal lore for you. Jackal claims to be into vor, which I know a lot of people criticize the furry community for, but he also claims not to be a gooner, which I do not necessarily know the legitimacy of that statement. But he's also a bisexual Christian furry, which make of that what you will. I'm sure someone will bring up Leviticus at some point, but I'm not Jewish, or I don't identify with any particular faith. I mean, there are some that are more... You said that you're into vor, but you also said that you don't goon, which I can appreciate your self-control, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, what was I bringing up before? Bisexual Christian conservative furry, yeah. I don't identify with any particular religious tradition, but that doesn't mean that I don't resonate more with others. I try to see the value in all religious traditions and just make with what's available to me and just come to my own conclusions. I haven't really explicitly said what I lean more towards. Oh, but when I actually start talking about that, oh my god, all of the people on all sides are going to come out of the woodworks and attack me. There will be one side claiming that I'm a heretic, and then there will be another side claiming that I'm an apologist. And you know what? It's going to be amazing. Is it the post profile? Are you guys talking about each other? But no, when I start talking about my actual, like, in-depth beliefs, no, I'm gonna be attacked by all sides. One side is going to call me a heretic, and the other side is gonna call me an apologist. And that's going to be glorious. My glorious rise to infamy will be in that context. And I have so much that I need to say, but I need them to come up naturally as things go on. But regarding, like, the current political climate and stuff, it's like, you know. From Sleeping Beauty Ballet. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Like, I'm trying to check it on, like, OBS, but it's kind of small. Oh, you don't have any arts? I see. That makes sense. Someone is messaging me. Oh. Alright, I might have to just do something in the public domain, I can imagine. I might have to finish up in a little bit because Marine wants to converse with me. If anyone has any last-minute things that they want to bring up, speak now or forever hold your peace. And then I will be back Wednesday night at around the same time. So anyone who's looking for a quote-unquote, if anyone's looking for a, neurotypical furry, the world is at least 3 minutes old. Probably. But if anyone, but I'll be back Wednesday. If anyone has any final thoughts before we wrap it up, I really got to converse with some of the people behind the scenes. But thank you all for joining me tonight. We certainly did a lot. We certainly got a lot done today in terms of a variety of content. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to make videos out of this, aren't I? Oh god, that's gonna be a pain in the ass, but... Okay. Alright, okay, I gotta finish up right now. So, thank you all for joining. I'll see you, I'll be back Wednesday, so yeah, see you around.